All right, got a different microphone. Hopefully this will work okay. Although I pegged it there at first, so it should be doing fine. Hello!
Are we live?
We should be live, which I mean I gave you no warning at all, and I apologize for that. There's your phone.
No worries, thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, I'm Odin.
Hi, I'm Felicia.
And I'm waiting just for her to get a drink so I could do that because I'm a jerk. Welcome to the Odin Makes live stream. I want to thank all of you guys for showing up immediately like this. The first little bit of this live stream, as normal, I'm talking to the people in the future, is set aside specifically for all the Patreon members, of which we have Dan Does Junk, James
Alan and Marvel Guy.
And Marvel Guy.
Here.
Yes, and he was actually the first comment that I saw. And thank you very much, Dan Does Junk. Yes, Friday was my birthday. I made another trip around the sun. I leveled up.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Very happy about that. I did it. I made it. I'm still here.
You're winning.
Winning. I'm getting old. Yay. It's a good thing. But let's see. What was planned for the stream today? So I've got all the Greebles.
I heard you got those all printed.
Got those all printed.
Did you use... Sorry, I didn't watch the stream last stream.
No, that's fine.
But did you use resin or did you use the regular?
I used resin.
You used resin?
I used resin. It was all resin printed. Most of it was resin printed with an alcohol-based resin, so it's gray, using the Anycubic that ShopGremlin had purchased. But we also used some water-based resin that looks like tan. That was printed on the Elegoo Mars 8K, or 9K resin printer that Elegoo recently sent that I need to get a review done for this month.
Okay.
I got a lot of reviews I got to do this month.
Is it water soluble or is it just...
It is water soluble. The resin, while it's still wet, is water soluble. So
but once it hardens?
Once it hardens, it's good.
Okay.
It's done. It sets up... both resins set up using UV, ultraviolet light, right?
Yeah.
Just like fingernail gel or that other glues you can buy that use a UV to cure. Once they're cured, they're done and they're set. And in fact, there are methods for clearing... I jumped ahead a little bit. When you're using the resin with alcohol, your alcohol gets diluted full of resin that you took off the prints you don't want anymore, right?
Yeah.
So now it's dirty water, dirty alcohol.
Yeah.
There are methods for setting this alcohol in the sun to make the resin that's in the alcohol set up, which then makes it drop to the bottom and become a solid, so you can purify your alcohol, which is something I need to look into doing.
Yeah, because it adds up quick, even though it's cheap.
Yeah, even though it's cheap, the wash station I have holds 8.5 liters.
That adds up quick.
That adds up quick. For those of us in the United States, you know, the big 2-liter bottles of soda, yeah, 4 of those.
And they're usually sold in the little tiny.
Yeah, they're usually sold in 1 liter. You know, the 1 liter is you can get smaller than that. So a can of Coke is 1/3 of a liter. So if you want 8, it's going to be, you know, what? Math. Yeah, someone smarter out there can do it.
But anyways, a lot of alcohol.
A lot of alcohol, and there's a way of cleaning it that way, which is great. The water wash one just uses tap water.
Yeah, so you have that easily available.
Yeah, see, it's easy available, and when you want to clean the water thing, there isn't a whole lot of talk about the best way to clean the water to reuse it. So I would suspect that if you were just to put it into a... like at camping and other places where you have a gray water wash, where you let the water out into a controlled space so it doesn't go into the ground, and it just evaporates. So the water evaporates into the air, and you're going to leave the cured resin, which at that point is a solid and safe to throw away.
Okay, smart.
Because you don't want to pour it down the sink.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't
wanna
always
do
think
that.
about these things when you're working with chemicals, and it's very important.
Yes, water wash resin is bad for the fishes, and it doesn't really matter to your pipes because there's no UV. But it's bad for it's not
good for fishies. Yeah.
It's not bad for the environment. We're all gonna die. It's just don't do it. The things that are alive don't appreciate it.
Right.
Yeah.
Ew, gross. Nasty
pretty much.
People.
Right. Nasty people.
Yeah.
The other really exciting thing that happened last week to me. I'm talking about using these parts, and I'm showing them to everyone, which they're behind us still here. In the pile of parts,
looks more like Proton Packs than just bits and pieces.
This is true. It's looking more like
just
Proton
circles.
Packs. I used the QPack file. So there was a 3D print file that just called the QPack that has been It was started by one guy named, I guess, Mr. Q, and then others have helped contribute, and so it is considered one of the more accurate ones.
Okay.
Yeah. Mr. Q joined the stream and started talking to me, which was like, wow! Yeah.
So the artist.
So the artist popped on, chimed in,
That's awesome.
and was just excited that the stuff was getting used on a pack. Because like the first thing out of my mouth was, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm using your stuff on my like inappropriately made foam one." It's like, "Oh, I don't care, it's getting used. This is great." It's like, that sounds familiar,
right? You
I don't care if they're getting
appreciate
used.
the effort that I did.
Yes,
It wasn't a waste of time, I swear. Sometimes my own demons.
your demon's right.
Right? So you got resin printed pieces?
So I've got some resin printed pieces that we're going to. The things I wanted to do today with the resin printed pieces, I meant to get them spray painted. It hasn't happened. So guess what? We can do that during the stream, more or less. One of us can step outside and spray paint. And we can pull up the reference images and just figure out where they need to get glued on. Because none of the pieces really require lights or anything extra. Stuff plug into the pieces. Nothing, from the sides, like pipes and wires. Nothing has to be electronically lit from behind. So we can just figure out where they go on the pack and glue them down and actually move forward.
So it's not going to, we're not holding back because of we're not touching that yet stuff.
Right. No, I don't think so.
I love it.
And if we are, then we'll just knock the one piece off, and if I have to print another one. Like if we want to try and make the top knob, we were going to make the top knob with the flashlight part. Yeah, I printed one. Okay. So we can just glue that on.
So we don't have to go hunt down wherever
the
spy with my little eye.
Exactly.
Nope, that's not it.
That's not it. But, and I don't know if we're actually going to try to make that be a functional piece or not. It's probably better to assume not.
Does it need to do anything?
I think some of the packs use them as a power, but Frankie's didn't, and some of the other guys that I saw with the Terror Dogs didn't, who you'll get to meet on Thursday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so the Terror Dogs are going to be at CrockerCon.
CrockerCon. I'm like, I know this one.
Yeah, it's coming up. It's coming up. CrockerCon. If you're in the Sacramento area or close, CrockerCon is going to be this Thursday, September 12th, at the Crocker Art Museum. It's free for Crocker members. I do believe there is a door charge otherwise. It's a business. But it is a little mini con that happens. It's only like 4 hours long or 3 hours long. It's not very long. And we'll be set up in the cosplay area with the with the Terror Dog Squad. There apparently the Sacramento Ghostbusters and the 916 Ghostbusters have all disbanded.
Oh.
There was whatever happened. I'm really not entirely sure, so I don't want to speculate. But some of those members made the Terror Dog Squad, and they are doing they're trying to do a lot of more community outreach stuff. And one of the things they were doing at the Sunrise Mall Weekend Blender was prototyping ideas on activity tables for younger guests.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it was kind of cool. They weren't just, sitting at a table with an exhibit of the crap they made on YouTube.
I like activities, too.
Activities are good, yeah.
I feel like they should have, a marshmallow fling.
They kind of did.
Awesome.
They had,
Sorry, I'm there's so much fun things you can do with kids and marshmallows.
They didn't have marshmallows because it's food, but what they had were the popper that I found at the Goodwill, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah, it got re-released not too long ago, so they had 3 or 4 of those with the marshmallow shaped poppers it came with, as well as some cat toys that fit. And they set up a target range with an inflatable Slimer and a few other things. So they just had this target range, and then they had a table with coloring pages.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's oh, this is great.
I like activities.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. As well as swag.
Got swag too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like those are the 2 things that really make a booth fun. Because otherwise it's just informative, and I get the purpose of having booths and stuff like that, but when you get to touch, interact, and make things or do things, it's just, yeah.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the efforts. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
I kicked your lazy Susan.
So, as I'm looking, you were running out of runway.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm just, yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of blue messages from mods. Are we having any audio issues, or? Don't have my glasses on. I can't read that far.
They're just technical questions or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, got some ads.
Oh, nice.
Mueller Light advertisement already.
One of the things YouTube
Party
warned me
City.
of today was that viewers will get ads at different times in order to maximize whatever.
Okay,
so
that's
not
weird.
everyone's going to get adverts at the same time. It'll stagger, yeah. So
Okay, so it's not like
sorry.
a big pause, it's a pause for you.
Yes.
It's your own personal pause.
Yes.
Now you have to catch up. Because we're already like ahead.
Yeah.
We went to space and back again.
Yeah, we don't pause.
We're live.
We're live. It was cool. I think, what was it, Dan? Was it Thursday or Friday you asked? Dan has some sort of project coming up. Don't know what. He was asking about getting a grid of hexagons laser etched into foam. Something he wants to put on a bracer, right?
Okay.
So I actually need to do that for you still. And he sent me a file, and one of the questions that came up, right, because he asks, hey, I want to get these hexagons etched. So what do you picture? You know,
Bees? Not bees.
no.
But
Well, yeah, honeycombs, exactly. Honeycombs. So a honeycomb shape is going to have a raised hexagon outline and an inset hexagon. Or is it bathroom tile, where the hexagon's raised and the grout's inset?
Yeah. Are you cutting the lines or are you...
Or you're cutting out the hexagons, right?
Yeah.
And my immediate assumption was cut out the lines, which thankfully I was right. I believe that's what Dan wants, because that was the picture that he ended up sending. But that was just kind of one of those fun things that, oh yeah, that needs to be clarified.
Which is the negative space and which is the positive space. Yep.
Yep. And then he also gave me a size, which is nice. You know, because hexagons are kind of hard to measure because they've got, depending on orientation, they'll have two flat sides, either this way or on the top.
Yeah.
And that's the narrow side, and the points is wider. So he was just saying make it about half an inch on the narrow sides. Okay, that's easy.
Yes, but a grid is
But
important.
Yeah, but a grid is important.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, no problem. I haven't etched them yet. I'm going to. Oh, the other fun thing he said, I don't know.
Bean.
Hey,
Sorry,
Bean.
I kicked him.
Oh, no. Oh, don't kick Bean.
No.
The other fun thing was, what thickness of foam do you want, Dan? And he says, I don't know, anywhere between 2 and 4. So, of course, my little jerk brain goes, got it. Gonna get 3 mil. But I'll probably just do 2 mil wet the foam, because that'll give you, I could do 4 mil wet the foam, too, because he didn't ask for a lot.
No, I know.
And it's Dan, so
But
I'm
you also have
happy
to
to
think
help
about
the guy.
the reason that it needs to be 3 or 4 is like, is it going to be too thick to wrap, or is it going to be
Right.
flexible enough?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's like, I don't know, but whatever I can get.
Yeah,
sometimes.
whatever I can get. Well, I've got all 3. I've got 2 mil, 3 mil, and 4 mil, so it's not hard to do.
Yep.
And yeah, he wasn't asking for a whole lot. I think he just needs an accent piece, so it's not like hard to just do all 3 here.
There you go. Choose which one works best.
Yeah.
Well,
Dan.
once you have the hard work done, it's just setting up the printer and pushing go.
Yeah, basically.
Work robots. Do your laser business.
Yeah, thank you, Laser Robots, for that. Speaking of Laser Robots, now I don't have it set up yet, but one of the back on track to Ghostbusters. One of the items I got last month that they wanted a review of in October, thankfully, so it's not like a
You have
huge rush.
time.
I have a little bit of time.
Halloween season.
Was the Adamstack, what is it, the A70 Pro, I think they called it. So Adamstack is a laser etching laser cutter. They've sent me one before. The last one that I was using, I think the one we used for cutting out the neutrino wand,
Okay.
was the Adamstack brand, and that was a 40-watt laser, I
And
think,
it
or
had the fish
35
pump
watt.
attached.
And had the fish pump attached.
Okay, yeah.
So the new one has the fish pump, but actually built in as an air assist. But it's a 70-watt laser, and instead of a 400 by 400 cutting, it's 800 by 800.
We were talking about getting more space.
I was trying to figure out how I can just get more of that extended reach.
Yeah, just the bars, so you could have a larger grid. But
Yes.
Yes.
That's big enough to cut out the back plate for the Proton Pack, so we can just do it out of plywood, out of like 1/4-inch plywood, and maybe a skin of styrene to make it pretty. Maybe it's not really necessary, but yeah. So that was nice, because now
That's exciting, because that is like a whole pattern piece, so
Yeah.
you can cut out actual garments and full-on armor. And
Yes.
shit like that, because that's where my brain goes.
Exactly. Totally shit like that. That is 100% where I went to. It's like, wow, I could cut out Dragon Ball armor easy. I mean, that's not a hard pattern, but that would be a go and done.
But after cutting out the Proton Pack by hand and then having the neutrino wand cut out by lasers, I realized how good robots and lasers are compared to
Right?
my...
Compared to, yeah, and Time. So there's time and effort. I think I've talked about this a little bit before with using the laser. Time. Once you hit go, a laser is faster, but it can take hours to get to that point that you may not be spending with a razor knife and a blade.
And there's also a reason why prototypes are way more expensive than mass-produced things in general, because prototypes is all the care and the individuality and thinking about each pieces, and then after that, it's mass production. Robot cut out the pieces.
Yeah, robot cut out another one. This is why I did 3 Tommy guns when my cousin only asked for 2, because once it was set up, I'll do a third one. Who cares?
Exactly. Once you start getting into the scale, then you can start to see profit.
Right.
Whatever profit is.
Is.
It's like, oh, there's the easiness. But it's all that hidden work that is still there, like having to figure out the prototypes and the patterns and the scales and the thicknesses of the fabrics you cut out. And the color changes the temperature, so that'll change all your settings, you know, because you don't want a toasted marshmallow.
No, you don't want a toasted marshmallow. That happened. No.
Yeah. Fire.
Fire. Yes, they're good at fire.
There's been fire.
But since we would need to cut out 2 panel backs, and we want to have panel access, and we're probably going to want 2 plates, so when the panel access has lips to hold it in place, you know, it's all the little things, like how I did the chopper leg. Yeah, it's fun problems. It's setting it up and doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then we're making 2, so it's totally worth it to do it for 1.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
That and it's still new to me, so I'm still enjoying sitting down and making the cut path on the computer.
It's still titillating the brain as opposed to it's a task I have to do.
Right.
Somebody
and I'm going to regret
it, like next week.
This wasn't as curved as it should have been.
The lasers, they're amazing. I can appreciate them, and they etch at the same time too, which is like really cool. And then you could like have all of these little extra details that I ain't gonna put on because but lasers are great with that. Yeah. I've had that laser you gave me for like a whole year or 2 now, and I still haven't touched it because I'm still intimidated.
Still intimidated by it. That is okay. I actually need to find a power supply because Adaptable Gamers Incorporated walked home with one. They came in and helped me clean up the shop back in like July or June. And there was the 2 trees laser I had, which was a one that's about the size of a toaster oven. It actually had a box. I can't find the power supply for it. I might have given you the power supply. I don't know. But it was a 24 volt, I think 3 watt. It was a weird
it's probably in the bag of cables that you're like, I can't get rid of these.
Right,
but I don't know what any of them go to.
That's probably exactly where it's at. But it's such a specific thing to me because I'm used to so many 12 volt power supplies that it's a 24 volt. Most lasers are now. And then it was more than what some of my broken 3D printers take, and much less than what a lot of the other lasers take. So it's like, what do I plug into this machine? I don't want to fry it.
Okay. Sorry, it's just catching.
No, that's fine. Let's catch up.
There's actual chat going on.
Okay. Is it?
Dan Does Junk is responding that, it was Thursday, and sorry, didn't clarify at the time, just hexagonal lines etched.
Yeah, it's fine,
and
Dan.
2 millimeter would work just fine. I think thinking about the flexibility and the purpose of it, I'm like, that's around a wrist.
Yeah. Do you want what the foam? Do you want it that tough, or do you want like 2 millimeter
do what
EVA?
The foam.
Yeah, do what the foam.
Sorry, I'm making that decision for you because, like, if you have anything that you want strapping,
right.
What the foam is great. It's not going to tear on you. Like you can sew through it.
Yes, you can.
Without worrying about the perforations really tearing because that stuff is very.
Yeah, that stuff is very.
I appreciate its qualities.
I do too, but it'll be red, so hopefully that's okay for you, Dan.
You'll have to paint it because the colors are limited, but the material's worth it.
Yeah, What the Foam decided to color code their thicknesses, which is really cool, especially for video tutorials. Anything red is always 2 millimeter. Anything black is always 4 millimeter. Anything dark gray is always 6 millimeter. My only complaint is, why the F red? Because half the stuff I want to make is light colored, and red is a pain to cover with white.
Yeah, but at least you get to set all your settings on your lasers and know that it'll cut that red, you know what I mean? And then it just is what it is once you get over the annoying fact that it is red and not white.
Yeah. White,
or light
gray. Yeah, light gray would have been great.
You know, ballet pink. I don't know.
Yeah, that probably still would cover better than fire truck red.
Well, then then you can get under skin tones and stuff like that because you can always darken it up from there.
Right.
But
the word of the day, kids, is stuff. So do the thing you need to do every time you hear us say stuff.
Right. That's cool. Marvel guy's talking about how he wants to get a laser one day, but he goes to the library and uses there. I'm like, I want our library to have a laser.
Right.
They were this close, and then a panorama happened.
Yeah, pretty much. They were setting up for a library of things. They were setting up to have sewing machines and makerspace stuff, and machines where you could come in and check out time to use them. I don't think you could take them out of the building.
But even still, that makes so much sense to me because I don't always want to own a sewing machine. There's been times where I haven't, believe it or not. Somebody who
right.
But the burden of owning some of these machinery, like storing a laser print cutter that I'm not using, you know? I really want it. I need to figure it out. I forgot about it. Thank you for bringing it up. Now
not a problem.
But, yeah, library of spaces. I want those spaces to be more accessible because
that'd be really
it's fun
good.
living in the future. Let's take advantage of it.
Right, that would be nice.
We got lasers.
Lasers. I think there's a couple around that have 3D printers. No, it's colleges that have the 3D printers. I don't think any of the Sacramento libraries have.
No, they started to get up that program, and
it just
fizzled out with the drama of the world collapsing around it. You know, we're like post-apocalypse. No,
effectively, yes.
So but
certainly feels like we're living in dystopia half the time.
Right, and the fact that they're like gearing up for it, and I was getting so excited about it and talking to the librarians, and then it was
you were gearing up for the apocalypse.
No, for the lasers.
Oh, the lasers,
right.
For
the lasers. The children, they need the lasers.
Right. Pardon me.
But I appreciate that effort at least is going there. And I do know that, like, the city college, they have a makerspace that is available to the public because of the way they got their funding.
Right.
They don't like to advertise that because there's a lot of students, but it's technically available for the public and having access to those things. So just check out your public colleges, libraries, say that there's a want and a need. I don't know. Rise up for crafting.
Rise up. I just heard the charger shut off. The little fan on the charger, the 40-volt charger. Behind me, my 40-volt Ryobi battery charger has been running for about an hour. So glad to know that it only takes about an hour to charge the battery because the battery finally died in the vacuum.
Oh, good.
I was getting airport turned off the table and had to change out the battery.
Yeah, my Ryobi battery only lasts half my lawn.
Oh.
For the big size.
For the big size, okay.
Yeah, the lawnmower size, that size.
That size, okay.
Yeah.
Well, so you need 2 batteries?
For the lawnmower, yes.
Do you have 2 batteries? Do you have one? You have to wait.
I have to wait.
Oh, wow. They're not cheap batteries. No. I'm not surprised. Yeah.
No, but I appreciate I broke 4 lawnmowers on my lawn. 4.
What grows in your lawn? Is it like stainless steel grass?
It gets really dense and thick, and it just comes in, and it just goes, wah, and then... Okay. Like, because when we moved in, our lawnmower that we brought over with us, it just went, it couldn't cut it. It was just like, this stuff is just too wild. And then, so I borrowed my dad's, it broke his.
Okay.
And the one that was there was working, but then anyways, 4 lawnmowers. So I will wait for the Ryobi one to be like halfway charged.
4 lawnmowers. But the Ryobi battery-operated electric lawnmower is cutting this thick bush of a lawn just fine.
Well, halfway through, I have to wait to charge it. Although, I have been paid to mow my lawn because when I was working for that production that was here filming, I can't say much about it because I don't know much about it. But anyways,
hasn't come out yet. Yeah.
Exactly. But they needed, they couldn't hire grounds workers to put grass in or lay sod or things because of the technicalities, and we had to get the scenes shot. And so they're like, do you think you could find us grass clippings?
Oh, okay.
So they could sprinkle it on the freshly laid, we put up a big cage for the children. Anyways, it ended up being a batting cage, and so they were donating that.
I'm glad you clarified that.
Yeah,
no, lion cage for the children.
Anyway. It just makes me laugh. The children's cage. I have no idea what this movie's about, but there's a cage for the children, and it needed to not look brand new and fresh, and we just put it in, and so we needed to sprinkle around the dirt edges to make it look like there's grass growing.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
so
that
I
makes
ended
sense.
up mowing my lawn, and then my brother mowed his lawn, and I
And you just brought
loaded up the whole truck, and then
with grass clipping. That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, Walking Dead was transplanting weeds like mad to help make the city streets look overgrown.
Done that too. I have totally done that. Clumps. Yeah.
Yeah.
You appreciate those things. It's the little
Right.
details.
Or-
Also, like not having matching garbage bags. All the
Oh, right.
garbage on the street.
Yeah.
Everybody buys Glad from Costco. I'm just saying.
Right, obviously.
But-
John Carpenter's first Halloween movie. You know, it takes place in Halloween, shot in July in L.A., takes place in Illinois. So apparently there's not only palm trees in Illinois, but
I heard, is that the one with the leaves that they kept collecting?
they had one bag of leaves, like a grocery bag of leaves. It wasn't very many, yeah. And so you'd see them blow by in the shot, and they had to run by and go and collect them because it was the only leaves they had.
I feel that stress. That just throws me back
Yeah.
to Smosh days.
Totally.
We have 2 shots because that's all I brought.
Right? We can do this right, and then yeah, wait for the laundry to wash. Yeah.
Yeah, fun problems, but how did we get off on this tangent? I don't even remember.
Because welcome to the ADHD channel. Remembering the
Self-diagnosed.
Yeah, absolutely both. Self-diagnosed. Do not have any kind of medical record for that at all, but it fits.
Hey, yeah, my crazy matches your crazy.
Yeah.
Wonder why we get along.
Don't know. I'm remembering the chip ghost.
Chip ghost. Oh yes, the chips. The chips.
The chips. So Smosh had a funny script where a ghost
all of these
wanted to communicate with the living via potato chips and snack chips. So the script was written out to where they wanted to use Takis and Doritos and Pirate Booty and all these different brand name chips.
But how do we show those logos when we're not allowed to show logos?
Right. We can't show brand names. That's something that was drilled into me. So I sat down and made up like 40 different sound alike but visually different chip bags. And the guys had a conniption fit day one, apparently, Lindsay was telling me, because, no, it had to be what it was. It can't be this. And Ryan's like, read it. We can't use a real logo. And I go, oh, it does say the same thing.
But that's where the having to be so stressed out about Greeking everything, that's where
Yeah.
the duct tape coffee originated.
That is
Because it's just me making a joke. Oh, logos.
I'm being lazy today. But,
But
I had
yes.
brought it up because the first initial final, there was chips everywhere because they destroyed all the bags, right? There was just chips. And now they needed to reset. And Lindsay, like, panicked, having to totally clean the set of basically 3-year-olds throwing potato chips everywhere. Yeah.
And they're greasy, and they're gross, and they get into everything. And she does not like ants. Do you
Nope.
want ants? No.
No,
That's
no.
how you get ants, though. But there weren't ants.
Well, I
that
remember
know of, but that
I went
was
to
a
the
lot.
dollar store over here and bought them out of the chips, basically.
Yeah.
Because still can't use because the back of the bags will look right. So I just went and bought a ton of dollar store chips to put the fake labels on.
I had to do it was a very specific date, 1980 or something
Uh-huh.
like that, of shopping in a grocery store. So
Oh.
I ended up going to the dollar store, buying them out of cereal boxes and printing out the labels
Okay.
of old cereals
Uh-huh.
and covering those and making it like doing a whole display. I feel like did I really do these, or are these just a fever dream of am I making this stuff up, you know? But then you're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I remember Chips Ghost. I'm like, okay, good.
Yeah, no, you're
not going
absolutely
crazy.
right. Yeah. It is a fever dream because it was
Like, what was the point of the chips? But I remember it being so important, but being so stuck in the details that I didn't see the bigger picture sometimes.
right. The point of the name, they were trying to use brand name chips because they were always puns or sound alikes for how the ghost was communicating. It's like nice booty or whatever, right? But it was pirate booty chips, and that was the point of the whole script. But we can't use brand names unless it was, especially when those are all different manufacturers. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah. Fun problems.
Fun problems. So all over the place. We need to spray paint some Greebles. And then, of course, this past weekend was kind of a normal time for when a stream would have happened, I think. But I was at SacAnime.
Nice.
Yes, and I apologize. We weren't able to have you come by. It would have been awesome, but
life happens, and sometimes.
Sometimes, right?
Yeah, but I'm very grateful that everybody's healthy and happy, and we're all good.
Yes.
And I am excited to go to the tiny but yet fun CrockerCon.
CrockerCon coming
But
up.
how was SacAnime? I heard it was amazing. I heard it's bigger than ever, and that the team grew, and there's cool people that I haven't met yet that I need to meet. I hear the chat. I saw the chat.
Saw the chat.
I'm just like, okay, I'm missing you guys.
Missing you guys. Want to be there. It was amazing. I got promoted to almost being genuine staff. They asked me to come to the staff meeting on day 0, which was pretty cool. Nice. So I got to hear about some of the things that they were doing behind the scenes, most of which is pretty boring. But they broke a record for themselves this last year. They had 18,500 pre-registration. Only a couple of winters ago, that was attendance.
So they're growing. Well, it's also getting really good.
It is getting really good. And they had some really good guest stars, because they had the voice of SpongeBob, I want to say Bob Kinney, but I'm saying it wrong. There's the voice of SpongeBob, and they also had a couple of guys from Critical Role, as well as voice actors from Bluey.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so they had some.
Must have had a lot of kids.
They had a lot of people there, and that was one of the big reasons, and they knew it. You know, they understood that this is huge.
That's
because
why they
of the
booked
people.
Those people.
Because they've been talking to the Critical Role guys for years to try and get them to come out. But
come on, visit Sacramento.
Yeah,
it's only 112.
Yeah, it's not a big
deal. There's air conditioning inside.
Yeah, it'll be fine. So they broke 30,000 in attendance.
Wow.
Yeah, put them in a new insurance bracket. Right? They had to up their insurance for the con itself.
Well, wait for it to go for them. Upgrading their problems. Oh, no, we don't have little insurance problems. We have big insurance problems. Now let's have some big problems.
And here's something else fun I never considered with a con. Fire marshals need to be worried about how many people are in the building, right? So for the first time ever, the fire marshal showed up day 1 of the con to actually look at what was going on, because they had enough numbers that it was something to be concerned about.
Yeah.
And they had to relay attendance of the con to the fire marshal twice a day.
Interesting.
Because of the size that they were, which is awesome. Does that mean SacAnime is outgrowing where they are? Maybe. I don't know.
Expanding? They could be.
They could be. But again, awesome problems to have.
Upgrading your problems means their growth.
Yes. So
now, can they scale? Please scale.
Please scale. Please scale. Of course, winter has always got a much smaller attendance because it's winter. Cold. It's cold. The weather isn't the same. People are, school schedules are different. So, yeah, I'm curious what the numbers are going to be next summer and who the guests are. Because the guests are going to seriously affect it. It could be much smaller next summer if they don't have the same caliber of guests.
A pool.
Yeah, the pool. So
their fame factor. Who are we going to see?
But the other thing they were excited about is because they broke 30,000 in attendance, the highest ever fan expo was 32,000. Right, so they're right in there.
So they're like up with the big boys now.
Up with the big, they have been for a couple years, but seriously are. And in fact, this last year, FanX was 28,000. So for 2024, they beat FanX. And they're saying, depending on how you want to look at the numbers, they are up there in somewhere between 4th, 5th, or 6th largest for North America.
That's cool, but at the same time, I don't like it getting too hard to get tickets and not an easy accessibility.
Pretty much.
Is it still? Can I still go? Because otherwise,
right.
Now we're getting into problems I don't want to deal with.
Right. The line was going around the block. It was starting to look like Dragon Con lines. It's like,
dang.
Wow, because I remember being in that line for 45 minutes, something like that. I stood there with Seymour and Audrey too, waiting in line to get my badge in 2019.
Oh dang.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you'd walk by because they had both entrances open with people at both. Because last summer they only had the west entrance open, right? So now they have the west and the east open.
Any of this. You just let me
That's
enter
fine.
the back. And
I know.
I just kind of snuck in, so I'm like, I don't even know how you're supposed to get in here.
100%. No, that's fine. So the way I was sneaking you in is now actually an entrance as well.
Oh, okay, good.
They set up peace bonding. They set up a weapons check across the street at the Sheraton Hotel. And then there was a secondary one that they would do at the west entrance, but you had to have your cosplay weapons piece bonded already if you wanted to come in through the east entrance. But at least that gave 2 people coming in, and there were still lines going around the block from both. Yeah. Anyway,
if you have cool friends to hang out with, that's not a big issue. But.
I know there are bigger cons that I could go to, Dragon Con. I know there's bigger events I could go to, Burning Man. But for that particular weekend, I still prefer SacAnime.
Honestly, it's hometown.
Yeah, it's hometown. I can go home at night. I'm not,
This is our backyard. It's our turf. You know? Like, these are our friends. These are the people we know.
Right.
So... There's a bias. Just like I'm excited about Crocker Con because it's specifically at the Crocker Art Museum,
100%.
There's weird biases.
Probably the smallest con we get. Well, actually, it may not be the smallest footprint, but it may not be smallest attendance.
It is
we got a contender for that. Yeah.
But I do enjoy the intimacy and the fact that it's at the Crocker Art Museum because that place is amazing.
Yeah, that means we have some of our art, at least temporarily, at the Crocker Art.
Right.
Yeah, although with Gonzo's display, we have our art on the walls in an exhibit.
Yours are rolling its eyes at everyone.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So how are we doing? We're almost there.
We haven't started anything, but that's okay. When we let people in, we'll begin.
We'll begin. I hope you guys don't mind that we talk a lot. I know that means...
This is the close-knit group that's in the Discord that participates in conversations in general, so hopefully they like us a little bit.
Oh, God, I hope so. Also, I haven't had a chance to talk to you in person since the last time we did this.
Life, right?
Right.
Yeah.
There was a project that ShopGremlin had been working on for a while, and it's been hanging out in the back, so the guys could probably see it, although most of the Patreon members are familiar with it, so it's not a huge big deal. Just as an anatomy study, just as a, what the heck is this thing? The Loth-cat caught ShopGremlin's attention.
Yeah.
So the Loth-cat is, I keep saying it's a Force-sensitive cat. Maybe it's not. I might be wrong on that. But it's from the Star Wars Rebels animated show, and it's appeared in Mandalorian, and it's appeared in Ahsoka. And to look at it, it's an alien cat. Great. But you really look at the hind legs, and it's like, what the heck's going on? Because... it sort of has dog legs and chicken feet. You need extra bones to do that.
Talons.
So, using some of the new 3D printers we got...
you have a new pet. Fluffy.
We have a new pet.
A Loth-cat.
A Loth-cat. So, yeah. According to Wikipedia, the Loth-cat is almost a full meter long in average length. So, yeah, that's fine. This particular skeleton was scaled to do exactly that. If it had fluffiness to it, if it had all of its meat, it would be just about a meter long.
It's longer than Bruno.
Yep.
Taller, like
much taller than Bruno.
Yeah, Bruno's about this height. That's what I'm comparing.
That's fine.
Size. Much tinier, about the size of Toby's head.
Yeah, it's a big head, but Loth-cats have a giant, flat head.
Yeah, it's definitely bigger than my head.
Oh well, camera 4 is just head and microphone. But
kind of reminds me of Jack from Nightmare Before Christmas with the
kind of the giant eyes.
Eye sockets,
It's just the way it's scaled up. So if I remember correctly, ShopGremlin was telling me kind of what the recipe was. The head was a Himalayan feline. Nope, Persian. Keep saying Himalayan wrong. Persian cat skull. So found a Persian cat because it had the flat face, which the Loth-cats have.
Oh.
They have a very flat face and tiny little eyes, which this doesn't quite have tiny eyes. It's got gray eyes, but gray space alien. But
probably picked the Persian because it was perfect.
Yes.
Sorry.
We're gonna be here all week, kids. Tip your wait staff. But found a model that someone had made of a Loth-cat that was a fairly simplified geometric model of that was pretty accurate for the body shape. And so used that model with a transparency and started stretching the Persian skull inside of the M&M looking head. It's not, I'm really mean to whoever the artist was because, printed one of those out as well. And I look at the head, it's like, it's an M&M with horns. Because that's all the shape it is. It has no other defining features. And then in defense of it, ShopGremlin says, "Oh yeah, well look at the show," and clicks it on. And went, "Oh yeah, the eyes are just pasted onto a simple geometry. It is an M&M in the show." For the Pac-Man mouth. But so it's the Persian skull. It has, I believe, the arms, rib cage, and spine of a human. I think is what got used here. Again, all stretched.
Well, that's a humerus.
Yes. Yes, it is. It's got parrot feet, I believe. Because that's pretty much what it has was parrot feet. I believe the like I say, saccharin. That's not it. But anyway, this part, the tail and the tailbone, came from a devil dog. So it was like a two-headed dog, but had a fairly accurate tail. So this is dog. This is cat. And then it has parrot, basically, or was modeled after parrot. I guess these are the only parrot. It's still human, so it's right. So it's a femur and a femur, and then a tibia and a fibia. Yeah, so it's an amalgamation of things in order to try and get the shape. And then, of course, it was printed on the Bamboo Labs A1 printer, is what all the filament stuff was printed on. And found out that the individual spines didn't print that well, because all of these spines are individually printed out. So we ended up doing it on the Mars, and they're resin printed.
Okay, because there's definitely a difference between the backbone and this looks like the resin print.
Yeah, it is.
That's the reason why I like resin print so much, and this looks like has the layer lines of a traditional, but I also do like the little fuzzies.
Yeah, the little fuzzies.
I love that, because it just reminds me more of a, something you dug up.
Right. Yeah, there's still little tiny bits of filament fuzzies that the studio lights really pick up on.
Yeah. But they can't see. I just can't.
Yeah, they can't see. But these were all done so the individual vertebrae are glued to the individual ribs. And when it was all said and done, there's a little bit of movement between them.
A little chiropractor there.
Yeah. And you even got the floating, some of the floating ribs put in.
They go.
Yeah.
No.
But ShopGremlin had shaped all the vertebrae to fit the bones, and then I imported each individual vertebrae into Tinkercad and put a hole through them so we could put
spinal fluid.
Spinal fluid. So we could put a spinal cord in there. It's got 3 pieces of Cat 5 wire of the individual strands wound up in order to make an armature wire that fits through them, and then
makes you appreciate your anatomy, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Like, how do we fit together? Not quite like that. That's for sure.
No, not quite like that. And then we ran into an issue with. This was the 3rd round of printing vertebrae. Realizing it's noon.
It's time to go live.
We'll just go live with a dead thing right in front of us. Public. Done. Oh, welcome to Odin Makes. Today we're doing necromancy. And public. So then we go down here and bring our chat back. Now we're live. But what was our, we had 9 members of Discord join, which is pretty standard. So that's pretty cool. So it took 3 rounds to get the spine printed up, to get the vertebrae printed up. First tried doing it with a filament print so everything would match. And they were a little too small, a little too intricate to really come apart easily. Also, the scale was a little bit off. I think the first ones were printed a tiny bit smaller. Then we did a second round with resin and only got as far as the first few and realized that the scale was still off, I think, a little bit, and it was really hard to put them back in order.
So did you laser etch or just print on numbers so you knew?
When I put the holes in Tinkercad, I also embossed numbers onto each of the spines so we knew which one it was, which made it so much easier.
Like the robots.
Yes. So these are actually labeled. But yeah. And then this is Airport Dirt.
Congratulations on your pigments.
Thank you. Yes, so I got to use Airport Dirt again and threw together a base very quickly, like Wednesday before the con. Wednesday night.
I like that it has a lot of iron pyrite in it.
Does it?
No.
Oh.
But I think it does.
What do you think it does? Okay. You're seeing shiny things.
Just a little flecks of something or other.
Yeah.
Dirt.
mixed up wood glue and water. So I sprinkled some dirt on. I think I painted the thing with wood glue and water, threw some dirt on it, which soaked in, and then I threw more dirt on it, and then just started pouring water over it, then threw more dirt on it and poured water over it again to try and get like some of these bigger rocks to be in the dirt instead of on top of it. And because there was so much fluid in it, when it finally dried, it cracked like mud does, because that's exactly what it did.
Foundations settle.
Yeah.
And then you get cracks in your concrete, no matter how perfectly you do them.
And so I was like, oh, it's cracked like a lake bed. That's kind of cool. I'm not upset by this. I could be upset by this, but I'm not.
No, but that's nature. It looks, you can't pay for that kind of distressing.
This is true. Not really. Aim this down so it's not right at you. Oops.
At the knees. The bee's knees.
The bee's knees.
Advixen wants to know, are you going to dress the bones like the dog from Corpse Bride, the dead one? No, it's a Loth-cat specifically. This is the only doggy part.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I just gave you the rundown on that and you remembered. It's like she paid attention. Look, it's dirt. Wow, I actually picked the right foot. But specifically because use the X-Tool laser to etch up a little specimen thing. It looks like it's slightly out of focus.
Lasers are amazing.
Is that out of focus?
Yeah, it's a fuzzy place in general.
But so it's information's just copy pasted from Wikipedia. I really want to get it so it's framed right, but then it's not in focus because I got a prime lens. But anyway, so that was fun. That gives us our little specimen plate for it being a museum piece. I keep sticking my finger on its face, and it was cool. It was pretty popular at SacAnime. This stood in the back. Usually that like little 4-foot table I built and like a lot of Lego pieces go on it. Mm-hmm. We just put that up there instead.
Oh, nice.
And then put a cloth over the bucket that Mechagodzilla rides around in, and put all the Legos down there, and that worked out fine.
Because kids like playing with the Legos, and they can reach them down there.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Don't touch this though. It's up high.
No one did.
Because it has an official plaque, and when you have an official plaque, it means don't touch it.
Right, and we also had a couple of LARPers armed there with armor that was like, no, they weren't quite that bad, but Mariah and Aaron were there, so Adaptable Gamers were there the whole time, and they were
They're good
great
defenders
with crowd
of
control.
the,
Yeah. Defenders of the...
Defenders of the realm. I wouldn't mess with them.
No. But it survived transport to the shop, so we could put the base on it. Then it survived transport from here to the con, and then back here, as well as 3 days at the con, and every day it had to come off the con floor and get put into the storeroom because Cosplay Repair is set up in an area that isn't locked up at night. It is locked up as far as outside world, but
it still has access for other vendors, janitors, people who are diddle-daddling,
Well, not just that, but there's late-night dances and raves, and there's a swap meet, and there's other late-night panels that happen. So it's still con-goers, and it's still open to all of them, but it isn't as secure as the vendor area where we could just leave it. Mm-hmm. So it had to, every night, it had to go back to the storage room, and every morning come back out and get put back up again, and to my knowledge, no repairs were done for something that wiggles.
Well, that's the whole point, is it needs that flexibility so it's not so brittle.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And
but congratulations on not breaking it.
Thank you. And before we put dirt on it, it was glued down well enough, I was able to pick it up by the skeleton, and the base came up with it.
But now it's heavy.
I don't want to do that now, no. It weighs more. There's a bunch of dirt on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big mess to clean up.
It would be disappointing to break it at this point.
All right.
There's a local store called The Cave. Yeah. So The Cave is what do you want to call this? It's kind of like a permanent vendor's hall. It's a shop it's like a pawn shop for man cave crap.
I just got a Simpsons paper doll set from there for $3. It was really cool. It's on my refrigerator. So I was like, hey, I think Odin talks about this place.
I do. There's a few of them in town. one of the owners, because I know one of the owners, I went to high school with him, and the other guy I've met a couple times, but apparently they talked about me more than once, saw this on Instagram.
Good things, right?
And contacted my friend, Professor Mojave. We're interested in a Loth-cat. What's going on here?
Can you print more?
Right.
Can I have the files? We'll print one. Yeah.
Right.
We need more access to printers and lasers, I'm just saying.
So that was kind of fun.
Right?
Yeah.
The weird people you know.
Yes, the weird people you know. One of the concerns that we had putting this together, all the bones got stretched, right? And it was just stretched to make it fit where the joints appeared to be on the 3D model.
Now are they structurally sound?
Well, it's still structurally sound, but it was made to be an articulated skeleton. So if you take the humerus and stretch it, 50%, the ball joint's no longer a ball joint; it's an egg.
Yeah.
But the scapula or whatever is still round. And it's PLA. You hit it with a heat gun, and then you squish it like friendly plastic.
You smoosh it and you smoosh it.
We totally smooshed this thing together. It was great.
There's a point where it's just you gotta smoosh it.
Yep. 100% what happened, and it worked out great. In fact, the hind legs were articulated for a while. You could actually sort of sit down, and the ankles never were, but this joint and this joint were. In fact, no, they're not. This feels like it's loose. We're still articulated enough that it was. I'd set it down on the table and it would sort of sit. It's before the tail was on too. Anyway.
Okay.
Multiple weird projects. So, Loth-cat
Greebles?
skeleton ready for Greebles.
All right, Loth-cat ready for Greebles. I feel like that's a good cat name, Greebles.
That is a pretty good cat name, actually.
Yeah. I'm like, where's the kitty cat when we're talking about Greebles? I'm disappointed that there isn't one. Speaking of cats, Lion Primal says hi. Hi, Lion Primal.
Hello, Lion Primal.
And DJ Stumpy just got back from Collector Mania, Milton Keynes. What is this I'm seeing? A Loth-cat.
Loth-cat.
Rewind. You'll catch up.
Right. Loth-cat. That's a feline from Star Wars Rebels. It's just a taxidermied one.
Yes. And Cupcake Boy saying hi, Odin. Hi, Cupcake Boy.
Hello, Cupcake Boy.
And Wolf Rider, I needed this today. Having a rough day mentally. Well, hope you are doing much better. Welcome to our crazy stream.
Yes. Hope you're doing much better. Wolf Ride?
Wolf Rider.
Wolf Rider. Okay, Wolf Rider. Oh, also, there's always something left at the booth. So, would you like a?
Done.
There you go.
I feel like Little Mermaid when she has the big bow on the back of her head.
Oh yeah, there you are. So these are
Greebles.
Greebles, and there's actually a couple missing here because the gray ones are missing. But I had started gluing some together.
It looks like that one's been popped off. If that was attempted.
No, it wasn't. That's just leftover from printing.
Okay. What's this?
That is the nasty of the underside. So. Right. It gets printed that way because when you 3D print something with a resin printer, you're always dipping your solid object back into a pool of liquid resin. So when it's printed on the print plate, it's upside down and it goes down into the resin and comes back up to let new resin and then goes back down again. So that top section can get collected resin on it that will kind of do this weird mushroom. It's never flat on.
Looks very organic.
Yeah, it is. It looks like the top of a loaf of bread.
I was gonna say like a piece of skin.
Yeah, skin or mushroom. Well,
Yeah.
it's got the little
Pores.
bumps from the supports that kind of look like hair follicles.
Yeah.
That's what all those are from.
Yeah.
It's just part of how the process works. And then I didn't quite have enough supports on the crank there, so it isn't completely printed well on the bottom. But whatever. Wasn't that? I say whatever because it's not that big of a deal to me.
Right.
It's something that we can get around.
It's fixable.
It is fixable, and so that's.
Didn't we build one of these? But you have a printed one. So
Yeah, we built one, but I never did the fins right. Going back to the hexagons that everyone in the public isn't hearing about, I etched them backwards. I should have done it the other way around. So I thought,
you have a printed one.
Yeah, I'll just glue that right on it. What the hell? So that's for one pack, and this is for the other pack. And this one I had started sanding on a little bit, so it looks like we might need to still sand a little on one of them. But, and I had glued together...
Oh, I see. Now it has better tooth for gripping.
Yeah, and I glued together this guy because it's 2 different parts. So apparently I wasn't as far along as I thought I was with these. So there may be a little bit of TLC before we can just tape them down to a piece of wood and go spray paint them.
Okay.
But like this piece isn't actually a Greeble that goes on the outside. This is something that Mr. Q made to fit inside the pack. It helps hold the loom, like the pipe, or there's a piece in the pack, and this goes on the inside to help hold that pipe. And I'm calling it a loom because I assume it's that net that goes around as like a strain relief piece. I don't know.
I need a reference image.
Yeah, it could be the corrugated tube. Whatever. It's a thing.
I believe you, but I feel like people have reached these problems before, so I trust.
And the other thing I brought my laptop, so we can actually set it up and look at the reference images and see where these things are supposed to go, because I don't know.
We got lots of bits and bobs.
But it was pretty exciting to actually start to have Greebles. You know, it's like, wait, this is the detail pieces. These are the pieces that start making it
come to life.
Come to life and be finished. And like I cut off the crank that was on this one, and that's, you know, this is a model of the correct crank.
So, looks more impressive in my opinion.
Yeah, so I'm very excited about that. So I think we can keep some of the bulk off the table and do a little bit of... I can do some quick sanding with the power sander, if you can stand it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be dusty.
I said I'll move it off, and now I'm going to move it back because I'm trying to dig in the box. Because I'm missing one of these.
This is a different color. It's the bones.
Yep, that's the water wash stuff.
Of the Loth-cat.
I know the other fun thing happened at SacAnime. Last stream I was showing off... I took notes. Last stream I was showing off my learner's permit for being a Ghostbusters the Terror Dog Squad brought me. And they gave me a bunch of stickers. They actually had an embroidered patch of the triangular Terror Dog Squad logo, which is, it's an upside down triangle, it's a point down triangle, with the Terror Dog in it, which is the horned dog thing that they turned into in the first movie.
Yes.
Yeah, so very cool about that. Very excited about that.
The key or the key holder? Keymaster?
Keymaster and Gatekeeper.
Gatekeeper.
Yep.
Keymaster and Gatekeeper, yes.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't see the other one, so we'll have to...
That might need to be printed again?
I think it went to SacAnime, or maybe with next to the printer still, so whatever.
It's a bit.
It's a bit. So I didn't glue it on, because it goes over here. We had done that as our representation.
Yeah, it's bigger.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, so what?
Right? This one looks more like a real legit piece.
Yeah.
This is too legit to quit.
So, huge thank you to Mr. Q and his group for, if there is a group, for putting in all the effort to get all this.
All the contributors.
Yeah, all the contributors to make this stuff.
Everybody who suffered through this.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of suffering.
Right.
Alrighty, so...
This piece is proof of it. If it doesn't stick, I will make something that will make it work.
Give me that, give me that, give me this. Oh, right.
I don't know. These two pieces are the same. And these two pieces are the same.
These need to be sanded and glued.
There's that, that, that. Throw the pairs together.
See, when we actually start working, we talk less.
Right? We actually get things done. Who would have thunk? Oh yeah, we're way more productive when we didn't. When we were in our own corners.
Right.
Shh. No interacting. Do those pop together? Oh, they look like they should. Not that.
That is. What's this?
Those. Should be enough. There we go. Little bits and bobs and things.
Little bits and bobs and bobby things?
Little bits and bobs and things. Adventures of Alex Stoner saying, "Hey Odin, how are you?"
Sweet. Hello. I think I'm doing pretty good.
Good to hear.
Yeah, life is good. Yeah.
Nice. Cupcake Boy would love to see you make a scythe from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
What?
Scythe from Buffy.
Scythe, okay.
You could also make one
cool.
for Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. I feel like just a good death scythe in general.
Yeah.
Right?
It'd be nice just to make stuff again.
Right? Projects that are completed.
Right.
Well, you've been making things, you just haven't been filming the things you've been making.
Right, exactly. And
That's two different
hoping to get
problems.
things changed to where I can actually start filming and putting videos out again, because that's kind of been not 100% on that for a little while. I've said that a few times to you guys as I talk to you from over my shoulder, but you know. That doesn't quite suck enough, but all right.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, obviously not.
Not enough, yeah.
Right? Steve D, struggling to read your t-shirt from here, Odin. What does it say on the front and back? It's been Greeked. No.
What's that?
It's been Greeked. Because duct tape.
Yeah, basically.
Didn't it used to say the company of the cutting tools that you like?
Yes. This was the t-shirt that, unless he's just trying to make fun of the fact that it's got duct tape stripes on it. This was Cos Tools. This was one of the shirts that Cos Tools sent me. I had gotten two. But when they made the shirts, they used vinyl cutters to create the logo and then layered it like you would a sticker and ironed it on. So this base layer of the gray paint stripe or duct tape stripe stuck really well because it went straight to the jersey of the shirt. The other letters that went on top, yeah, after a few washings, they all fell off, which I'm okay with. So now I've got two of these shirts that are just a gray stripe, which I kind of think is neat. So this is my Cos Tools t-shirt. In fact, do I have...
That's that piece. But it's stuck into this piece.
Yeah, there it is.
And this piece is these two pieces stuck together. Aha! Because I'm like, there's not two of these, and I'm missing one of those. Okay. I can puzzle.
You can puzzle? You sure? You figuring it out?
I am figuring out the bits and bobs. It might not be the most correct, but this is my guess.
Whatever.
That these three pieces are this piece. I'm trying to put them all together in their groupings, so you know how many pieces we're missing.
Oh, that's good.
Not too many.
Not too many?
No, not too many, because those are a piece. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Your Cos Tools, 3?
Yeah, 3. We're just cut. There you are. So this is there's a lot of glare, but that's kind of the logo. It's got that gray stripe and then the red and yellow Cos Tools with light glare all over it. Just calm down and show it, Odin. That's what it is. So, Cos Tools, made by Logan Tools, Logan Graphic Products. But yeah, no, these are some really cool. They were originally made for architectural models using foam core.
But imagine tools that are cut foam very precisely.
Yeah.
Working for cutting foam very precisely.
And we use that with when we first cut out the Proton Packs for doing all the circles, because they make that big circle cutter. They're the one that makes it. Yeah.
I like that big giant circle cutter because cutting circles is like not the easiest of things to do, especially by hand.
In fact, 2 weeks ago, Rocket Tools, I think is what they're called, contacted me again with their angle cutter. And all the actual names are failing me, which is really not fair to the guy. Is that over here? It's what they made was a tool. Jacob,
that is a lot of dust.
This guy, which is Rocket Props. Sorry.
So, is this where you slide in the cutty thing?
Rocket Props. So yeah, what this is, this was a 3D printed prototype, and it is, sorry, I love the blow off dust from like movies and things, so I do it all the time, but unfortunately...
I'm highly allergic to like the dust.
Yeah, which is not very fair.
It's indoor dust, not outdoor dust that bothers me.
It's indoor dust.
It's indoor dust.
So the dirt's not a big deal.
No.
Oh,
the
that's
pollen
good.
doesn't bother me so much as long as I have like gunk on my eyes, like mascara or eyeliner or something like that.
Oh, okay. Something to help.
That gives a good barrier.
All right.
But outside dust doesn't bother me as much as indoor dust.
Okay.
More you know. It's okay.
He calls it the bevel.
Bevel.
So, yeah. So Rocket Props was the creator's name, and it sort of looks like a little microscope. You've got the feet that holds it, and then you can adjust this and tilt it. And a regular X-Acto type knife that holds a number 11 blade can slip into this part. So then you can hold the bevel at exactly what you want. So it's very easy to cut a consistent
45-degree angle or whatever
angle.
degree angle you need, because like when you're doing a box, you don't always stack your box.
No, it's nice to have which a
bevel.
lot of the Gundam was built that with, a lot of 45s, so the seam came to the point.
Part of the reasons we didn't end up doing that on this.
Not as much, no.
Yeah. I just remember it being super sharp and appreciating the sharpness of the angles.
Right. It's a little harder to do bevel cuts with the lasers. That's one thing a laser cannot do easily. Ben Eady figured a method out, but still it wasn't perfect. Anyway, he contacted me because he's finally perfected the one that takes the snap-off blade. So instead of the number 11, you can just fit in a snap-off blade, which is great because now you can cut 10 millimeter foam with it because you can't with the number 11. Right? So hopefully early October, I'll get one of the production models of that instead of one of the prototypes, which I'm not knocking this. This worked exactly as intended.
You have a prototype.
I have a prototype. So thank you very much, Rocket Props, for sharing your Bev all with me. Yeah, that was the logo, which
Give it.
Yep, I intentionally set out there. And it is, of course,
Rocket Props.
Rocket Props.
Okay.
It is rocketprops.com, which you can almost read there. Totally not sponsored by. This is spur of the moment. Guys being nice to me and sending me tools, so I want to be nice to the guys and talk about their tools.
Thank you for the free swag, and we'll show your stickers.
Yeah, for sure. I like tools. You know, no, you don't need all these tools that I have to build props. I just happen to like tools. They're kind of like toys, and I hoard them.
Right tool for the job makes it significantly easier, but not having the right tool for the job is not going to stop me.
Exactly. Wow, yeah, this is dated 22. So I've had this guy for 2 years.
Oh, dang.
He did joke about it having been a long time, but, you know, life.
Right. It's been a very tumultuous last 4 years, I'm going to say.
It has. And it's been a very interesting past couple of years for me.
Adventures of Alex Stoner. Hi, Felicia. How are you doing today? I love the dress you have on. Thank you.
Oh, that's nice.
Star Wars fan. Odin, are you going to make Iron Man suit?
I do not plan on making an Iron Man suit. That is not a goal.
Jenna the Blob. Jenna the Blob.
Jenna the Blob.
Hi, Odin. I recently found your channel because me and my boyfriend are about to be female Freddy Krueger and Jason, and I'm going to be using your glove video to make my own.
Oh, that's cool.
Awesome. I had a sweater that somebody always told me that I looked like Freddy Krueger when I wore. I did enjoy that sweater. Good costumes. Freddy Krueger is always a fun one.
Yes.
Classic Halloween.
There it is.
DJ Stumpy, OMG, I haven't seen Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy in years. It was such a cool tune, right?
Right?
Mandy reminds me of my niece, and I love it. And Billy reminds me of my old next-door neighbor's kid.
So I apologize for the impending dust.
The impending doom.
Here comes dust.
Doom.
Doom.
Don't forget your safety glasses.
All right.
Safety third.
I probably sanded that one a little too much. Let me try and hand them to me?
No, I was just looking. I don't know which ones you're 100% sanding right now.
Gotcha. One in my hand. This guy.
Yeah, you got this one.
You got that one. Both of these banjos are done. One maybe sanded a little more than you needed. I think a lot of it's okay.
Yeah, most of these have great bottoms. I can see the dust coming up.
Sorry.
You're fine. It's funny though. Making progress. And the good thing is it's going to be on foam, so you can just smoosh it. If it's not perfectly flat, it's on foam, so you can just smoosh it.
Right, and it's going to go on to something that's not going to be perfectly cut off either. So
yeah,
I was just trying to get it better than it was.
And it has a tooth now.
It's 100% better than it was. Yeah, I might just hit this one really quick.
Okay.
Sorry, I've got less dust management than I usually do. The plug-in vacuum is not currently plugged in.
It's okay. I see the dust.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
I went hiking.
The viewers at home may not.
And I was on this really crazy trail, and it was super high up, but it felt like the dust was like big chunks of rock hitting me in the face, and it felt really kind of terrifying. Not gonna lie, because we were really high up there.
Okay.
I go back and look at the footage. You can physically see the dust in the air, like it's the texture on a movie screen.
Oh, wow.
Like, okay.
Oh, okay. It looks like film grain.
It looks like film grain. It really looks, and then you could see it. And I was like, okay, that was some intense dust.
I wasn't crazy or finicky.
Right? But it wasn't making me sneeze. It just was whacking me in the face because we were very high up, and it was, yeah.
Right. That's
Anyways, cool. Yeah. That's what I was like. Oh, at least this is fine dust.
This is fine.
Right. This is fine.
So I am using a different microphone today because I packed up the one I was going to use for a work project and failed to bring it in this morning. So
good thing you have a media center.
Yeah,
that
good
has
thing.
Good
Exactly.
Access to media.
Right. Well, this is still one that I had here, so I didn't have to borrow one of the centers. But let me know how this sounds. Is this working any better? Is this working any worse?
If it's better, it might just stay because it's already hooked up.
Right, basically. Well, part of the thought was I've got two of these mics, and it was something that Joe Gillis had suggested, that you set up one on either side and do a cross to the middle and let both go in. Mm-hmm. Because this is a fairly directional microphone, so that's still probably within its direction for picking up. But how's it sounding? Yeah. Are we really soft? Are we tinny? If I stand over here, can you still hear me?
Testing.
Hear me. Testes.
Excuse me.
That too. Oh yeah, I took a lot off this banjo. But oh well, whatever. It's not square anymore.
The Greebles will greeb.
That's exactly what's going to happen. The Greebles are going to greeb.
Yeah. Dan does Junk currently printing a Chipper Rhino revolver for my Sons of the Forest cosplay.
Oh, okay.
The etched hex I'm having you do is also for that cosplay. Plan to try and debut it for LodiCon at the end of this month.
Oh, okay, good. I will get the pieces done and to you as soon as I can. Slightly better than... Which that itself was a gift from Dan. Yeah, so I'm probably going to be down in Elk Grove a couple times this week already. So getting down to where Dan lives isn't that much of a difference.
Yeah. Smash up mashups.
Right, that sounds familiar.
Odin, if you have the chance to see Deadpool and Wolverine, I'd love to see Wolverine cowl made. Aside from that, I hope to see the new videos you'll have somewhere down the pike.
Thank you. I saw Deadpool and Wolverine. I don't think it was opening night. I think I saw it the second day. I think I saw it Saturday.
I was supposed to see it for my birthday, but didn't end up making it out.
Oh.
So I haven't seen it yet.
Haven't seen it. It's great.
I hear it is.
It's great. It's there's a lot of people that kind of like Avengers Endgame in a way. So Deadpool and Wolverine isn't as bad as Avengers Endgame, where Avengers Endgame, if you really think about it, isn't a complete movie. It is a second part to Infinity War, and it's a wrap up to a ton of little storylines earlier on. So
it's
all
very
on its
immersed
own,
in the universe.
It's very all on its own. It's not a complete film.
Okay, I hate
Deadpool and
that.
Wolverine, not as bad as that. But
Yeah.
it still does a ton of callbacks and a ton of fan service. But it does a pretty good job of explaining what the heck's going on
So if
anyway.
you never saw those, you'd be fine.
You're still okay. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not. It does a lot of stuff with like the Loki television show, but it still explains it in the movie in a way that isn't redundant, but enough that you understand what's going on.
You're not left out.
Which is
Okay,
nice.
that's good.
Yeah, and so it's a lot of fun. I would totally be down to see that again. It is
I
a
was
lot
gonna say,
of fun.
was there any props that jumped out that you're like, ooh, that one could be fun?
Not that I'm remembering right now.
Okay,
The
nothing
Wolverine,
that just was like.
the Wolverine cowl, but that was one I wanted to do a long time ago. And at this point, both William Shakespeare and SKS Props has made one, and I don't want to compete with them.
Yeah,
basically.
they're like they did it. It's the video exists. I don't feel obligated.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
But at the same time, this last week, I finally saw Alien Romulus. And that's been out for a while, but I finally went to go see it because it's not going to be in the theaters anymore, or at least not in the big house.
Yeah.
And the pulse rifle that's pretty cool. Which William Shakespeare's made one, but still, it's like that's pretty cool.
I want one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's neat. They modified the one that is in Aliens, although the movie chronologically happens before the movie Aliens. Right?
Okay, so it's the downgrade, not the upgrade.
Yeah, it's the downgrade, not the upgrade, but it has upgrades. It basically, in video game
They
terms,
lost
it
technology.
has a bot for auto aim, and it's kind of neat the way they did it in the movie.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So they did downgrade.
Yeah,
They lost the technology.
right. Or they were just trained, qualified Marines and didn't need that cheater stuff.
Advixen says, Odin has the helmet, the gauntlet, an arc reactor, and on my wish list someday, the rollerblades from the original comics.
I would say the rollerblades have a greater chance of happening over a full suit. All love for Iron Man. It's not something really on my radar. It's not, I mean, you guys are trying to put it there, but it's not. It's a full suit, and if I was to make a full suit,
It needs to be for somebody to wear that you give a crap about.
yeah, and I don't have a person that can wear it, and I'm not asking for volunteers because that'd be pretty easy to find. I don't see it happening.
That's okay.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I was afraid of the Iron Man for the longest time because I was going to make derpy Iron Man, right? Hand cut it, trying to figure it out, having them like. There's parts about the Bumblebee helmet that I really don't like because the face was wrong, and there's a couple other helmets I did, like Poe's helmet, where the dimensions were wrong, and I really dislike those helmets because I can't get past the fact that
It looks wonky to you.
yeah, it
When
looks
you
like dime
eyeball
store.
it, it's not scaled. It looks like somebody didn't hold shift
Yeah.
when they sized up.
Exactly. So I was
little things you can't
super
unsee.
afraid of making derpy Iron Man, and so I wasn't really planning on. But we did War Machine, and it worked out fine. So it's like, well, all right.
Makes sense. Wolf Rider, a cold sword you should make is the one from Disney Sword in the Stone with the engravings.
Yes.
Swords are always fun, right?
Yep. Sword in the Stone, Black Cauldron. Yeah, both of those swords have been brought up. And there was someone who, for the longest time, kept bringing up the sword from Fable, which is a really awesome looking sword.
But-
oh, it's just gonna, that's not gonna happen. It'll do that if it was made out of metal.
Right. Advixen, sorry, honestly didn't notice the mic change, so yay!
Oh, good. That means it's working fine.
Right. Why change something that's
not
broken? It's not squeaky wheel.
For the past couple of years, we've been using a lavalier mic, the Rode lavalier mic. Now we've got a Rode shotgun mic. So this is one that, if you were to have a camera, mounts on top of the camera and looks like a sausage putting out of the front of it.
Corn dog.
Corn dog. It does. It looks like a black corn dog.
Yeah.
And so no, we'll just keep using this.
Dan Does Junks. Hey, Ode. Hey, I know that super glue bottle.
Is this yours, Dan?
Caution, Runny.
Caution, Runny. It is Runny. There were super glue bottles. Okay, so SacAnime, getting back to that a little bit. We had 17 people in the booth.
That all brought their own stuff?
And a lot of them brought their own stuff. And this is one of the things that's still sitting around. And I look at it and go, yeah, I don't know whose this was because I didn't buy it. But it's put in my stuff.
But Dan recognizes it.
So if it's Dan's, that makes sense. Because...
Come and get it?
Come and get it!
When you get your...
Yeah. Get your crap out of my shop! No. Because a lot of people who brought stuff packed their own stuff back up. But I don't believe Dan was there for that. No, he was. He was there for that. So I don't know.
I think it's just a lot of things here's the glue, goes in the glue container, and just...
There was a lot of hands to help get things moved out quickly, and we did. So stuff probably got mixed up.
Yeah, put your name on it.
Yeah, it helps, yeah. That's something I probably need to say. It's like
if you want your stuff to stay your stuff, your name needs to be on it, unfortunately. And it's not because nobody cares. It's just because...
Yeah, it's just because...
It becomes part of the pot.
Yeah,
whose safety pin is this? I don't know.
I don't think anyone cares about safety pins.
But I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, safety pin packs.
But like a lot of this stuff, it's just that throwawayable, even though it's not.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And we actually had somebody new this year.
I heard.
Yeah. They go by Cosplay Cleric. Their name is Cedar. And they've been doing cosplay repair in a number of different cons for many years. Like longer than we have. And so it was a little bit, all right, why are you, I was concerned at first, are you trying to take over? Which, no, me just being paranoid. I want to lose my sweet gig.
Right.
Or I'm spending a ton of money to go and do something. Because I am. No, not at all. Cedar's a wonderful person. Cedar's partner is a wonderful person. They were incredibly knowledgeable in things that I'm not. And that a lot of other people were not. And they had another friend come by, and she went by the wig doctor and literally had
I was going to say wigs alone are just a skill and a half.
And we had Victoria and Reese there a lot that helped with wigs before, but no, these two knew their stuff, knew their shit, and it was great. They're currently scheduled to be at Anime LA during SAC Winter, so not going to see them for that, but they'll be back for next summer.
Oh, nice.
And 100% excited to have Cedar come back. So, yeah.
That's cool.
Just easy to get along with, easy to talk to, cared, took it way more serious than I did. It was fantastic.
I appreciate the fact that there is a cosplay repair at cons, and I feel like that should be a part of every con that gets to be a certain size. Not that it's a requirement, but I feel like of all places,
that having it
having a safety, oh shoot, I'm falling apart.
Right.
How many people, if they didn't come to cosplay repair, would have had to end their con day way sooner? Talk about ripped pants.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Wardrobe malfunctions.
We had a sexy pink bean, the Among Us characters, right? Okay. She was. It may not have been what she was trying to do, but she was basically, the pleather. No, not the tic tac, but a pleather or PVC type of pink suit with a pink helmet and the backpack. Didn't even make it out of line before getting in and ripped up the entire outside, thankfully, of her right thigh. So it's just totally blown out. And
the pink vinyl?
The pink vinyl, yeah. And so...
How'd you fix it?
I wasn't there for that. I was still maneuvering things around, but I remember seeing them in line. They actually wore the robe that we just picked up from IKEA. So we brought a robe, and she was able to put that on, and I think Gwen sewed it back together for her.
Okay,
so, yeah.
Because you can stitch it back together, but if it tore in the first place, I'd be afraid of it tearing again. But yeah. But again, I appreciate the fact that, like, we've saved the day so many times that I'm like, why is this not normal? Like, always there, you know?
Yeah.
Here's a piece of tape. Here's a safety pin. So it solves most of the issues, and a bobby pin in there too. But then you get it. You need the glue. You need the tape, and the right color Sharpies go long ways. Yeah. What was the thing that got used up or, like, was a surprise? Like, oh, we needed that. Like, it just
bobby pins flew way faster than they had in the past, but of course we had wig people.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember, is there anything else really specific? I don't think so. It became a Saturday night or Friday night, had to run out and get a lot more hair stuff.
Yeah.
And then there were like 5 or 6 shoes day one, which that's pretty standard.
Yeah, but I like using the contact cement now for the shoes because I've used Gorilla Glue and other glues, but just using contact cement seems to be the...
Contact cement works really well and works really well for a little while. Cosplay Cleric said use carpet tape. So the 2-sided duct tape carpet tape. I kind of do too, but it makes sense. Every time you step down, you're re-squishing the tape.
Yeah, no, that makes complete sense.
And apparently it's a little more flexible than the contact cement. It's easier to remove-ish.
No.
And no, okay.
Did you remember the carpet tape?
Yeah, it's not.
That's just trauma.
So I haven't tried repairing a shoe with him yet, but
it makes logical sense.
Jerry Rig Cosplay, who was there, said, "Oh no, that worked great." In fact, he was the one that brought it up because Cosplay Cleric had told him.
Yeah, be careful with that stuff. That stuff is dangerous.
Basically, it is a slightly thinner duct tape with gum on both sides.
And it
at least
has
the stuff I've got.
threads in the middle of it for integrity purposes, which make a lot of sense. But then it's just a mess if you get it on something you don't want it on. Yeah. Good luck getting that off, even using Gooby Gone.
Right. Yeah, there's been more than once. I've got rolls left over from con days with play, and I can remember coming in with some really nasty chemicals to try and get that residue off the floor because we had to tape the carpet down. That wasn't an option to not, but yeah.
Yeah, that's not something you just play with. You need a license to operate that. Oh, Lordy, I'm so glad that is a past memory.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We have Stephen Hall saying, "Hey, Odin and Felicia."
Hello, Stephen Hall. Working on Greebles again.
Right. Lion Primal, Odin, can you read my last comment in the chat? No, because I don't know where it is.
Lion Primal. Let me go over here. He wants to hear me badly pronounce something.
I don't know.
There's Lion Primal. Oh, that was that one. Okay.
So you have to go up in the chat. Where is it? Right. I don't know. Lion Primal.
Oh, there it is. I always do a control find. Odin, can you make a prop from the Star Saber from the Transformers Prime in a future video? I will need to see the Star Saber.
Maybe.
Eventually, I've been seeing adverts and posters for Transformers. Transformers 1? Which one was it? Did I say it? Is this the new one that's coming out, or is this something older? I might be confusing myself already.
Right.
Eventually.
It's not out of the realm of possibilities, but you have to get back into the groove.
I totally have to get back into the groove. You don't have to wear the bow if it doesn't work.
No, it popped off the clip. That's what I'm sad about.
Oh.
It's okay. I can fix it.
Yeah, the clip just slipped into the...
There you go. All fixed.
Yeah,
I was enjoying the bow, but it goes sliding because I have slippery hair.
So one of these parts fit in here, I think.
Danda's Junk says, I brought that a couple SacAnimes ago and left it for use for you and cosplay repair, so no worries. So
okay. So that is effectively mine. Thank you, Dan. It's cool. It's probably been sitting in cosplay repair for the past however long, and I haven't been touching it. Dave and Gwen brought another system that has like an aerosol can and a fairly thin, ideal for plastic super glue. And I don't know quite where they got it from, but it has a similar type of label.
Okay.
And
so
yeah,
fun projects to use.
Yeah, fun projects to use. Those. Finding new crafting materials because
when you're saving the day, what's gonna help in a pinch, and all of those pinch solutions are you realize what's gonna hold and what's not.
Yep, and just in general, I I keep going back to the last couple things I had that worked well, which was the Loctite super glue that I've been using, which, you know, it's easy to get a hold of, and I like it because it works well with foam. And I know other people like the gel one better because it works better for their applications. So, yeah, whatever.
Double you know versus the double you don't, and how much does it cost when you're shopping for supplies?
That's a big part of it, yeah.
Right?
That is a big part of it.
I'm a cheapskate through and through, and I'll admit to it.
But we're going to be using the super glue to put Greebles on because I'm going to have to take this outside and spray it really quick or it isn't going to dry in time.
Yeah. At least we can get it all lined up, so by the end of the stream, it'll get a good coating.
Yeah.
Lion Primal, Odin, I'm going to a Transformer convention to meet Peter Cullen and Frank Walker in November.
That's cool. Peter Cullen is still super friendly and nice in person. I remember walking past him at New York Comic Con, and yeah, nice guy. Loves the fans. Yeah, it's always cool.
That's fun. I appreciate that people appreciate the artists.
Yeah.
You know, they're invisible because, you know, it's like, oh, that's beautiful. But there's somebody who made it beautiful, and we gotta appreciate them.
Okay. I don't know if that's where that goes or not. I don't really care. What I need to do is get some glue tape and start sticking this stuff down.
Dan Does Junk says, carpet tape was an old method used to simulate carbon fibers on clear Lexan RC bodies.
Oh, okay.
Nimblu says, I ripped my cosplay pants during the Who's Line type improv show morning of at the audience as I was leaving to the hotel to cash my clothes. Doug Walker wanted to take a picture with me. So he ripped his pants, and then as he was leaving to go fix it.
Somebody wanted a picture.
Right.
That's the way that works.
Well, the thing is pictures you adjust the angles. You don't have to show the flaws.
You just turn.
Right. Well, the thing is on camera, I would see mistakes or things that needed to be adjusted, but like what the camera saw didn't see what I saw. So as long as the camera didn't see it, we're okay. Yeah. But that's communication with the camera operator, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. How many clips did you have in the back of Smosh costumes?
Oh, all the time. All the time. Like, the thing is we only had time for duct tape and prayers.
Right.
You know? Like, you get it put together, but it's just... The fact is, like, you said glitter, and I needed to make 5 of these, and we only have 5. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways. Cupcake Boy, was your editing style of the voiceover and music inspired by the TV show How It's Made?
No, that's just happy coincidence. I picked music that I happen to like, that also I was able to get rights to be able to use, and it's just my voice, and I just put it together. It happened to work out to sound like How It's Made. It wasn't intentional.
You have a good voice for camera.
Thank you.
Brought to you by people like you.
Brought to you by people like you.
Thank you. That's how I make fun of your... Not make fun of your voice.
Totally make fun of my voice.
How I think of you sounding is
you
like
totally make fun of my voice. You're not the only... Oh, it's all
people
fine.
Like you. Thank you. Max Workshop says, hi, Odin.
Hi, Max Workshops.
Destroyer BC says, hallelujah. Wait, no. Hallelujah. Yeah, sorry.
Hello, okay. Hello, Destroyer British Columbia. I don't know. It's just BC, right?
Yeah.
So Destroyer of prehistory, or I don't know.
Right. Lion Primal says, if you Google Transformers Prime Saber, you should be able to find a picture
Okay.
of it.
Right, because that's not the new movie. That's not Transformers Prime. Prime was something else. What's Transformers 1, right? That's what this is called?
Is that what you're going to be doing?
That's exactly what I'm going to be doing.
I like the way you're thinking. Sorry, I already stuck.
Don't care.
I'll just start sticking as you
Just
start
start sticking?
taping.
Yeah, just make sure there's enough
space to spray.
Yeah.
Because we
There's
want to
plenty
get
enough wood here. And then if you want, I can either walk these outside and spray them, or you can.
Are they all getting spray painted black?
Yeah, I just spray them all black for now, and we'll deal with it later.
The details.
Yep.
If they get to be silver, they have to be all over the top of black in general.
Yeah, basically. So I'm not worried about it. If I'm going to regret my choices, let's just commit to regretting those choices.
All right. I think this is the part.
And I think I'm going to grab the vinyl spray paint, even though none of this is vinyl, because it sprays well and it'll dry before the stream's over.
Yeah, and the thing is I like vinyl spray paint because it will set.
Yeah.
It's not a question of will it set. It will set.
It will set. And it'll set pretty quickly. And then the banjo is one where this may have to be, I'll just stick it sanded side down.
There you go.
I think I'm calling it the right name. All my Ghostbuster friends are going to just cringe.
But that's okay.
Like, oh
I
my
think
gosh,
people
how
have
can you
made
call
up
it
these
that?
names anyways, because
some of them, yeah. Some of
they're
these
specifically in that one diagram pointed out, like that's what it's called.
But some of these are real world objects too, and I think they get referred to by their real world object name.
I didn't realize there wasn't runway there.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. That's what I was falling on, my own feet. This way is my guess.
I think that was my guess too. That may just be a standoff for something else. I don't know. I just ran through the files and anything that was kind of small went, yep, I'll just print one of those. And almost all this fit on one build plate. Yeah, I just printed it twice.
There you go. Oop, let me space those. I don't know how to put those ones on. Oh, that is these pieces popped together, those three.
Oh, yeah, I got to put these two together.
Yeah, because I was like, wait, I'm missing a whole set of these and a whole set of... Anyways.
That's what these are. Okay, so I need to put these together. Well, I can do that, or you can do that while...
They don't like pop together as easy as they look, though.
No, they need a little bit of sanding. But it looks like it's
exactly that piece.
It is that piece that I made. Hopefully I made it right. Because I remember seeing one that went together, and I didn't double check. I just went, I don't know, it's like this. We got...
Oh yeah, the two plugs in the front on your left of the board don't need to be painted. They're used to keep the air. These don't need to be painted.
Oh right, those
because they're innards.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Now we have more space on tape. Thank you. That was Mr. Q.
Oh, Mr. Q here? K-I-U?
K-I-O-U.
That's him. That's the guy that made these parts. Hello again. Right on.
Thank you. Figured these didn't need to be painted, but I was putting them all in, and I was like, I know where the bottom parts of these ones are. It goes that side up.
Go ahead and, if I may ask, cut to camera 3.
3. And cut.
So did I put this one together right? I think we talked about it last time, because it seems to be these 3 pieces. Because I'm going from memory from when I printed them, which is almost a month ago now, for which parts go together into the one part. So that's all. Some of these will need to be painted a couple of times because, like this piece glues against the tube, but so all the other non-tube sides are exposed. But that's not going to stick to the tape.
It just needs to not fall over.
Yeah. Okay, I can work with that.
Yeah. Well, other pieces can take that real estate. There we go. I like these teeny tiny things. They remind me of Lego pieces.
Oh, I'm so excited about all these little teeny tiny Greeble pieces. This is one of those things
over there. I'm like, where's its friend? It's there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I tried to keep them paired together, so
that's good.
They got painted similarly, or
that needs
I don't know.
Sanded.
The teeny bits.
The teeny bits.
And does this one need to get painted?
Yeah, that'll need to get painted too. And I'll probably either need to find the other one I did or print another one. Which, thankfully, printing another one is totally an option.
It's not as difficult because all the hard work has been figured out.
Yes, all the hard work has been figured out.
Pushing print and getting the printer setting up. And hopefully you don't have to troubleshoot the issues of the printer, because sometimes when you sit down at a machine, you spend more time fixing the machine than it would take to print or sew or, do something that should only take 5 minutes, but you spend like a day and a half just troubleshooting machinery.
Yeah, just did that.
It's like I make things sometimes.
Right, it's like you make things sometimes. Like you get it.
Right. Sometimes it's like, this should only take 5 minutes, but I know it's going to be a fight on the machine or something stupid like that. Like where this should be really quick, but the fact of you have to pull out the machine, make sure it's things, and the weather's like it's comfortable, that the environment is apt for printing. Not too windy, not too hot, not too cold.
Got that.
Yeah. So I get it.
Oh, I may have printed a couple of extra pieces too because they were smaller. So That would have been something that I had done.
What are you missing? Sorry, I didn't hear.
No, I may have printed a couple of extra parts. Some of the smaller pieces in case something went wrong. Specifically like this nozzle piece.
Yeah,
there's four.
two, yeah.
There's 4 of them. Because there's one that's connected,
right there.
There's one that's sanded, and then there's these 2. So I may have printed extra because they were smaller and I thought something would go wrong.
Oh, look at you using your whole brain to figure things out. Like you've had these mistakes before.
And then spending...
I like your solution. That's
thank
creative.
You. I put a wad of tape on the bottom of the bit that goes in the barrel.
3?
Yeah, try and get it there. Which is this guy here. So there's a little wad of tape on the part that fits on the PVC pipe, so the wad of tape can stick, and then all the exposed sides can now be painted a little bit easier. So yeah, here's a little showcase of Mr. Q's work, and then and my Anycubic printer.
And then if you shoot right between, you might hit the.
Yeah, if you shoot right between, you might actually be able to hit all the sides. Yeah, this isn't going to be easy to paint. There's going to be a lot of walking around, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Even if this doesn't happen until after the stream. Seems like it can happen before the stream.
We have time. We have a whole hour before it's over.
Oh, good. I've spent way too many nights this last week playing with Blender, which is my favorite program to complain about. With a... So STL is a file type, like a 3D file type, right? Yeah. I found an STL of a human skeleton hand that was derived from CT scan information. Okay. So it is as accurate, in theory, as one can get to a human hand. And spent the time in Blender doing exactly that, trying to figure out, because I had no idea how to do it, to rig it with an armature, which they call bones in the program, but of course I'm putting bones onto human bones. But anyway, so within the program I can then adjust and things move and they are still attached. Because if you just click the thing and move it, it'll go from the center of mass and detach from the hand. So I spent way too long figuring that out, but finally got it last night and was able to print out a bed full of 1/6 scale skeleton hands. For use with 12-inch tall action figures or dolls. So
nice. I was gonna say getting ready for spooky season.
Getting ready for spooky season. Just playing with the Yellow Mars a lot. I've got my friend Professor Mojave, really into skeletons, and that was one of the things he said was there aren't any good 12-inch skeletons. They all are either way too expensive and look like cheap Halloween, or are just the wrong scale. They aren't a foot tall. You can get 10-inch, you can get 14-inch, you can get 8 feet, you can get 10 feet, but you can't get 1 foot. That looks good.
Interesting.
Right. So I was working with that.
Interesting problems.
Yep. So if you want, you can look up Professor Mojave on Facebook, and there are some pictures already posted of some of the first round of stuff that I printed and gave to the guy. He has no idea that he was asking, how do I pose these? Can I heat them up with a heat gun? It's like, yeah, maybe.
But you'll bend your bones.
Well, yeah, they'll just bend the bones. They won't bend at the joints, which is going to be the thick part.
Right?
Yeah. So, yeah.
Drill holes and make them articulated.
Yeah, well, but they're tiny. They're like the size of the wires.
Well, that's why they only make the joints move this way and not the whole radius of the movement.
Right.
Barbies have the same issue.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool that they have rotating wrist joints. That's like a new technology. Their knees go click, click, and bend.
So I'm about ready to glue these together. I wonder if Mr. Q saw that.
Oh, he did. He said...
Nope, you did it wrong.
The version are made especially for resin printing in one part. So the new version is one piece.
Oh, okay.
So you can get...
I can get the new version. All right.
If you wanted to.
I will look. I need to get the new version. He told me last time there was a new version.
Yes.
I forgot.
Cupcake Boy wants to know, have you thought about making a sentinel head you can wear?
Interesting. No.
And
J. Period brought back the walk around Cerebro. So I've got the Cerebro mask back.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, from X-Men. So, yeah. Sorry, that was just that happened.
Okay.
Yeah, he's... Yeah.
I was, for 1 second there, I thought you were talking about that scanner thing you had.
Oh, okay. No, I got the scanner thing too, which I've been playing with. Actually, same thing. Went over to Professor Mojave's and scanned the... for the longest time, Ravel had this glow-in-the-dark, glue-together plastic skull kit. because Mojave's way into bones, way into skeletons and skulls, and can rattle off who the manufacturer is of the artificial skull in what shot, in what movie, and and was saying specifically that this particular skull that he had
was named Fred in a few past life. No,
it was named Fred in a past life. Is the same model kit that the Predator literally has when he's looking at it in the first Predator movie.
Now that's some forensics.
Yeah, there's a point, I guess, in the movie when Anthony Michael Hall, no, Kevin Peter Hall is rotating the skull, and you can see a hole that isn't in a real skull, but is in the model kit, so you can take the inner ear out of the model kit.
Interesting.
So I was like, oh, it's that one.
See, when I do props, I appreciate when people notice things like that. You know? Like, this is the best I could get.
Right.
Is it cool looking? Oh, you notice which kit I use?
Right. And they actually are good-looking skulls. It's a cheap skull. It's fairly
scale.
Accurate.
Yeah.
It's in scale. It was made to
teach your doctors.
Yeah, it was made to teach your doctors. It was made to be a scientific model kit. So it is as accurate as they could make the molds in the 50s or whenever it was when they first made the molds. No one's updated them since. So why? Just keep printing them.
Well, it's right, so I guess. We have Yusuf, Odin Makes, I'm from Turkey, love you.
Oh, sweet.
Mariah Wood says, hola, mate.
Hello, Yusuf. Hello, Mariah. Yeah. Always fun to hang out and talk to Mariah.
Squeak, squeak.
Squeak, squeak. Just sanding the elephant foot off because the first layer I made a little heavier than the others, so there's a little more spread. Yeah. It helps. It doesn't
like the top of a cupcake.
Yep. Not a big deal.
It's the little things.
Yeah.
It's all these little steps that we don't talk about that just get brushed over because it's a lot of just busy, gritty, detail-oriented work that we just want to pretend doesn't exist. But if you take the time to do these stupid steps, the steps further down seem to work better.
Yep.
So, right. All the what I call magic is
all the magic
invisible labor.
Yes.
Yeah. Strictly Games. I'm currently planning 2 Renaissance Fair cosplays. That's been in my head lately. I've been thinking a lot of Ren fairs because my little brother wanted a costume, and I'm like,
I believe the Folsom Ren Fair is coming up the last weekend of September, so we'll be at Lodi on Saturday. I will be, but Sunday the Ren Fair is still happening. So that weekend is.
Oh, fun!
So that's up by the library in the zoo is up in Folsom. Yeah.
Yeah, I know we have a bunch of good Ren fairs really close by, Valhalla, the Folsom, and there's a couple other because I used to dress people for these all the time.
Yeah, there's one that happens in the Fair Oaks Park last month, I think, or so whatever.
Yeah, we have a good area for Ren fairs. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
and I don't take advantage of it, but I've dressed up hundreds of people for these things, and it's really one of my favorite categories at the costume shop. Let's find a peasant skirt or peasant pants, and then let's get the things, and we start accessorizing. It's really fun to get into characters.
Yes, it is.
Peasants have more fun, and if you want to be a little more standoffish but still be part of it, it's good to go as royalty because people will treat you like a lady or a king or whatever.
Right.
But you have more fun as a peasant.
You absolutely do.
And so I was thinking about, I have a lot of things that I could throw together. I can throw together Ren costumes out of. Just
real quick and easy?
This is my closet, but that's not fair because my closet is very.
Yeah, it's okay.
Out there. My sister's like, is this your costume closet? No, that's just my clothes.
There isn't really a huge difference. When I go out in public, I dress up like a responsible adult. It's still a costume. I'm not a responsible adult. I am pretending.
And I also understand that I have a very crazy looking wardrobe. But I could still do Renaissance Fair costumes out of a thrift store. Or most people's closets, I can go in and be like, all right, let's put these things together and make it work. Yeah. Did tons of pirates for Smosh. Just one of my more favorite character categories, costume categories, is Ren Fair.
Nice.
So I got a big box of tablecloths and doilies and handmade thingamajigs.
Okay.
And there was this really good linen tablecloth that I thought was stained, but I ended up washing it and getting all the stains out, so now I'm torn because it has the really good fine linen that just does... Linen has a texture. The way it wrinkles in the air, you can feel it. It's anyways, I geek out on fabrics and textiles. And so part of me was like, ooh, I want to make a Ren Fair chemise out of this because it's so flowy in the right way. And it's stained, so it doesn't matter if I cut it up, but then I got the stains out. So now I'm like, well, do I have a fancy tablecloth or...
Yeah, I can see that.
Either way, it was free, so I can't complain whatever I do with it, but...
I know for me, a lot when I was going for costumes and costume fabrics, it was the texture of the fabric, which I'm sure is basically what you're saying. But it was... I wanted... For help out with Beyond Geek, I had to make some Jedi robes for Brittany, and I ended up getting upholstery fabric because it had the heavier texture. It didn't look like broadcloth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Upholstery fabrics are great for Renaissance costumes, for things like that. Granted, you have to be careful with the olefin because that stuff is really scratchy, but it's really durable and resilient, but it is scratchy as heck. But, and you also have to be kind of careful about the treatments that they have on upholstery fabrics because those chemicals aren't necessarily great to wear. They're fine to sit on and interact with, but... So
they're safe for that, but not to wear under your arm.
You like sweating and breathing on it versus sitting on it. They're two different scenarios. And it's not necessarily the biggest of deals, but you never know, like... mesothelioma wasn't, people didn't know that about asbestos and they used it for everything. So it's just one of those things. It's like, you do your best. But I do like upholstery fabrics. And I do geek out on the different types of fabrics for different purposes. And when you're doing costumes and it's going to be hot and you have to, think about these things, natural fibers breathe.
Yeah, they do.
Natural fibers breathe. And they're period correct.
Yes, they are. And they are period correct.
Yeah. So
I wasn't careful and I sucked capillary action. I pulled some accelerant into the nozzle, so it's solid.
Yeah, but we're talking about fabrics. I got off tap.
That's okay.
No worries.
Natural fibers. So something else at the con. Here's a huge shock. I talked to the cryptozoid guy again, Julian.
Okay.
What a shock! It's cons. I'm gonna go talk to the guy. Of course I am.
I saw it.
You saw it.
I saw it. You got it out.
I hocked a loogie. The Odin Makes t-shirts are currently done through Teespring.
Okay.
And they are print to order and shipped out. Getting a custom like Cosplay Repair Crew or other Odin Makes type t-shirts through Teespring isn't that easy to do. Julian is set up for that, and he still does hand screened. He prefers just 2 colors, so simpler. So yeah, he's totally down to make Odin Makes t-shirts, which I think is really cool. So I need to talk to him a little more. We exchange information.
I want one.
Yeah, exactly. And he even lit up and got excited about, I can do this thing with it. And he had ideas on how to play with the logo. And it's like, okay, I'm cool with that because I play with my logo in the beginning of the show all the time. So yeah, hopefully. It's Cryptid Zoo. I keep saying it wrong. It's cryptidzoo.com.
Has most of the cool shirts that
has most of the cool shirts that I really like. And hopefully, by the end of the year, Odin Makes t-shirts will be available from cryptidzoo.com.
This is kind of exciting because
very exciting.
I can appreciate the physical labor that goes into making individual things. And yes, we can mass produce it and mass market it. But this is a clothing company that specifically...
Yeah, this is a Bay Area artist.
Yeah.
That he and I get along.
You are a fan of his clothing. You are
totally.
His key demographic. So having an Odin Makes line makes complete sense. And I thoroughly support this as...
Cool.
From my outside fashion
perspective of
right.
Yeah, it's like no, this works out really well. And I don't want the guy to print to order exactly, so I don't know how that's going to work out. But at least to be able to get low print runs for people at the booth.
Specific events.
Or specific events, ones that I can just sell a few of at the booth or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, because honestly, I don't sell that many shirts through Teespring, right? Because it gets posted to Discord when one sells. And it doesn't happen that often. So I don't want them to print up 500 shirts. We'll never run out. Or it feels like we won't.
Right? We gotta upgrade those problems, right?
Yeah, we gotta upgrade those problems.
Oh no, we need to sell 2 t-shirts. No.
Yeah.
Right.
But ultimately, instead of a large corporation that is not only needing to make a profit, but gives YouTube a cut, and then I get like not even enough to buy something from Taco Bell cut. I can work with Julian, and then it's going to a local guy that I've been trying to support anyway. So I'm very excited about that.
Oh, I think it's great. You should have an Odin Makes line of clothing, and I also a line of tools from Ryobi.
That'd be nice.
Right? The Odin Makes crafting line. Here is your rotary cutter, your heat gun, and your glue gun to get you started.
Yep.
You can make foam things with this. Yeah. The extension kit has your heat. Anyways,
yeah.
So, I think this is the good growth path.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Like, goals.
Goals, exactly. And it was one of those, oh, hey, as I stand there in the booth and see Dan wearing one of the shirts, Dan's brother's wearing one of the shirts, I just got one, I got a replacement Cookie Monster Kaiju shirt.
Nice.
Yeah, because the one I had's starting to show its age, because I've had it for
it gets worn.
5 or 6 years, and I wear it, yeah.
When it's an actual natural fibers fade.
Yeah.
But they're more comfortable to wear.
They are.
Yeah.
So the shirts he has now are a lot of polycottons. There's a lot of 60-40.
60-40 is that key ratio for the wrinkle and the color fastness with still remaining breathable for comfort. Cool. So 60-40 is the magic number.
That's what he's got. Next Level, I think, is the brand.
Yeah.
And they seem to be slim. So I'm getting one size larger in order to fit me.
Yeah, it's better to have more space. And no, I often buy things oversized and will pin them down. Yeah. I've never been afraid of, like, the numbers. Ooh, it says an L instead of an... Anyways.
Right. No.
Yeah.
I want the one that fits.
Right. Let's see. I missed a lot of comments.
Yeah. It's okay. If you like, I can run outside and spray these, and you can catch up on comments. Or
Is it ready for spray?
I think so. I need to get the can and start shaking it, but...
I don't mind spraying, because then I can go top off my coffee.
Oh, yeah. Sounds great. I will catch up on comments then.
Okay.
And that way also, I don't abandon you and leave you all alone with them. Which can be intimidating.
Is this it?
Yeah, that was pretty much it. The gloss black, I'm fine with that. There should be 2 of these over there.
This one is more full than that one. So.
Okay, great. This one's flat black. So, great. This will actually dry faster. Generally speaking, and this probably doesn't hold true for all spray paints, it seems that a flat spray paint will dry faster than a gloss spray paint. Just seems to be the way it works. Partially, you can see it, but realistically, it really genuinely feels like a flat spray paint will dry faster.
All right, be right back.
Okay. Don't forget your coffee. Don't forget your not coffee. I'll just sit here and drink my super glue. Wait, that's not what I wanted.
It doesn't have a skull and crossbone on it, so it must not be poison.
That's it! She's absolutely right. I'll drink my soda, which is... Actually, it's not. It's water. I had ice left over, so I poured a bottle of water in it. All righty, where are we at? Hey, Odin, since you made the Mecha Godzilla costume, I wonder if you can do the Warhammer armor. Not a huge leap, but yeah, okay. Warhammer Space Marine armor. I've looked at it many times. Not against it, just not high on my list. Terminator armor would have a little more interest in. There's a lot more details going on, and they're even a little bit bigger. Plus, I played a ton of Space Hulk back when it came out. And Chainsaw Fist. But no promises. And I haven't forgotten about the Oxygen Destroyer. I know we talked about that ad nauseum last year, the year before. People have been asking me for that for years as well. I too hope to work on a barbarian costume soon, says Mariah. Mariah, you are a barbarian. Plays a barbarian in LARP games. Kicks people's ass. Strictly Games. 2 Renaissance Fair cosplays. That's it. Okay, Wizards and Fairies. The second one's a time traveler.
I
Right.
just need a thingamajig because I can't open this.
Oh, okay. Did you want your phone? Do you care? You may
Well,
not
I
care.
was worried if I got locked outside. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
I used to have to use a screwdriver to pop those open.
Yeah. Yes. There is. If there's a blue bungee by the recycle bin, and I put an eye bolt inside the roll-up door track, so you can bungee the door open.
Okay. Now I know how to sneak in.
Yep. But all that's stored on the inside, so I don't care about saying that to all my friends everywhere else. What are you doing today, Odin and Felicia? What did I miss? Well, hello, Austin Lips. Today we are continuing. Well, first we talked a lot about what we've done over the past month, because it's been about a month since there's been a live stream. Did more sanding on some resin printed Mr. Q pack parts for Ghostbusters. Felicia's currently running outside to spray paint those black so we can actually start gluing them on. It was kind of cool as Mr. Q was here, may still be here, and that is, it's almost like being celebrity awestruck in a way. I was super excited last week, and still am, that Mr. Q, you actually showed up and you're the creator of these things. May sound kind of funny, but it's like, he's here? Oh, that's cool! and so, if you are still here and listening, thank you very much. Greatly appreciate all the work that you, and I assume your team has done, working on getting these 3D printable packs put together. It's really, really cool. And it's I had stress over finding all of these Greeble parts or an acceptable substitute at a hardware store, which was my plan. And the fact that I don't have to is really, really cool. Daniel Banner Cosplay Kid wants to make Shadow's shoes for Sonic. Ready for Sonic 3. Is there any way? Not for me, but yeah, you totally could. You have more than a week. That should be enough time to get a pair of shoes made. Saw a lot of costume shoes at the most recent SacAnime, where it was a larger shoe built on top of a shoe that they were wearing. When you start to get to have bigger shoes like that, there's this act of when you step that you kind of roll your toes and crack your knuckles. But those big costume shoes aren't going to do that. So you you end up kind of walking like you're wearing swimming flippers. Or you just make them thin. Don't make the toes stick out too far. It's weird, but it's totally doable. What I'm picturing is shoes that are kind of like an upside down boat. That's what I remember the video games having, because they were a big pair of sneakers that very much looked like that. And that should be very doable. How they are in the movie, I don't specifically remember. No offense to everybody, I haven't seen any of the Sonic movies. I just missed them. I saw Ugly Sonic in the Chip and Dale movie. That was awesome. He showed up in that. Taco Belly said, Mr. Q sent me here to supervise. Oh, cool. Thank you, Taco Belly. Cupcake Boy says, I need a t-shirt. Well, Cupcake Boy, if you need a t-shirt right now, you can certainly, right underneath the player window, there should be a Teespring or Spring scrolling banner where you can just order t-shirts and backpacks and hoodies and tumblers right off of YouTube. And I do get a cut of that. It's just a very microscopic cut of that, which is fine. It's awesome that stuff can be made. The ones coming up, those are coming up, and it's going to be a little bit. But I will 100% let you guys know when a Cryptid Zoo has got those ready to go. Cupcake Boy is also asking if I have a Discord server. Yes, I do. I've had a Discord server for a very long time. It is invitation only. If anyone wants to know how to get onto my Discord server, including you, Cupcake Boy, just go check out patreon.com/Odin Makes. There is a Patreon level that has Discord access. I think it's there's the lowest tier, and I think it's the one tier up. And even though I should post more to Patreon than I do, because I really don't, fairly active on Discord. All sorts of behind the scenes pictures are shared, all sorts of work in progress, not just from me, but from other Discord members are shared there. Everyone on Discord knew about the skeletal Loth-cat that we talked about in the beginning of this show. Way early in advance, they saw the works in progress of that going along. And yeah, no, it's actually very happy with the Discord server, very happy with the community that's set up on the Discord server that just keeps it active. It's constantly doing things without me poking it, making it work, which is amazing. So I want to thank everyone who is on there, because you guys are making it run, and that's really freaking cool. But yeah, if anyone else watching right now wants to know how to get on, patreon.com/Odin Makes. And look for Discord access, and it's automatic. You will automatically get Discord access through it. There's higher levels too, of course, which would help me a lot. But that's all. That'd be great. Oh look, ShopGremlin answered, and so did Ralph Morick. Justin Diaz has a very honest and real question, which is, Odin, I love your videos. When are you going to make more props? I've talked about it in a couple of live streams. I don't blame anybody for not knowing everything. I've gone through some major life changes, especially last year. I'm now divorced and no longer married. That was a huge thing. That upset everything with home life. That still hasn't really settled down yet. And it has impacted my workspace. So I am in the process still of getting all of that situated so I can make more props. The biggest problem now is just, the home space still needs to get really dialed in, and working on that. When that happens, I want to get more props going. As it is, I've got like 5 review videos that I've got to make for Bamboo Labs and Creatality and Adamstack of different products. And most of those are actually due in September. Well, a couple of them we're due in August. That's just me getting videos done. I'm back in a position where I'm editing video for a day job. So when I get home from doing that, my first thought isn't I'm going to jump on the computer and edit video. But I need to actually do that, and I need to get the videos going. I've still got videos that I shot 3 years ago that haven't been edited. And ShopGremlin has actually talked about having some interest in at least getting a rough cut of those put together, which would be great. Because if all I had to do was come back and kind of tighten things up in a way that I wanted them to be, that would be amazing. But that takes some serious insider help that I just can't farm out. But anyway, so videos are going to happen again. I want videos to happen again. This is worth it to me. I get a lot out of the YouTube channel. But I'm just letting you know now, I will never get back to having a video out every week. That is just outside of my ability at this point, because I've got a day job to let me pay the bills. When I was doing it every week, it was the only thing I was doing, and it worked for the first 8 months or so. And then the world changed, and YouTube changed, and how ads were paid out for YouTube, which is how I make money on YouTube, that changed. And it isn't like I did something. I got a chance to talk to a number of other YouTube creators and makers and video guys in 2002 at Silicon, the last of the Adam Savage Silicons, which was very much a maker's con. Yeah, they all downsized. They all stopped their channel, downsized their crew because they couldn't afford to pay people anymore, moved out of their shops, back into their homes. These are all very specific examples. I'm not giving names to be fair, but moved out of their shops, back into their homes, downsized their shops, worked themselves into the hospital. All these things happened to different creators, and I was in that mix with multiple things like that, affecting me. Nearly working myself into the hospital and basically seriously needing to downsize my shop, and I still have it. It hurts to pay for this. But Yeah, I'm getting everything corrected so I can get videos out again, so I can start having regular content and start having fun with it again, because it is a lot of fun to read the comments from you guys. So, and I'm glad I'm still getting comments. I'm glad my channel isn't dead, which is the thanks of the live stream. So thank you all for watching the live streams over the past couple of years now. That's been the only regular content I've been able to do. That's kept my channel alive and still, yeah. So thank you for watching. Believe it or not, watching helps. So thank you. So headband that looks like duct tape because I get sweaty. That'd be fun to add next one. Hey Conan, I wonder if you can make Conan the Barbarian sword from the first movie. Hey, Double X Red Dead at Double X9. I'm going to assume that's a typo, but I find that funny. I have looked at the Atlantean sword more than once, but hasn't happened yet. Odin, I can't remember the last time I got to see you live. How have you been? Hello, Steve D. Been doing pretty good. Had a lot of fun at SacAnime. We got comments from Mr. Q. Thanks a lot. The main goal of the Q Pack project is to allow people to make the most accurate possible Proton Pack for as cheap as possible with 3D printing. And some parts are harder and harder to get. Yes.
That is a cause I can get behind.
That is totally a cause I can get behind, and I still think it's exciting that Mr. Q is here.
Thank you.
Yeah. And yeah, it's also a way to keep the parts available in the future with the most detailed parts as possible by recreating them in a way that can be 3D printed.
Just in case we have a ghost.
Yeah.
Did I miss spots?
No, I'm just enjoying the smell.
Okay.
No, we've got...
I'm underneath the vent.
You are. I was looking at that. I'm nearsighted, so I can't see, the comments without walking right up on it. I would say, no, you didn't.
Okay, good. Because I did a very light dusting, but...
It's fine.
I went at different angles, but I figure worst case scenario, I'll just go touch it up when I see it in real life. But I feel like steaming and painting, there's always another little spot that you missed. Yeah,
no, chances are, well, like, these pieces, which I keep calling a banjo piece, because I think that's what the real world thing is. I don't know how many sides. I don't know if it's mounted flat, if it's mounted upright. I think it's mounted upright. So these two probably would be smart to... Actually, yeah, probably would be a good idea to take some of these, not all of them, because a lot of them are obvious that they go flat, but to retape them so we can get the missing sides, yeah.
I think that's one of the pieces, but these all seem like they're flat.
Yeah, these all seem like they're flat. Let's go switch over to 4, maybe.
4.
Hey, it's a black square. Nobody can see anything. And there's a microphone in the way.
Is this the microphone?
Yeah, that's the microphone.
This is the microphone right there.
All right. So, yeah, that's the microphone. Yeah, that's the microphone. That probably sounds great to the kids at home. All right, that's a garbage shot. So, how about this one?
Well, Steve D says, remember to take care of yourselves, and we'll wait as long as it takes for you.
Oh, thank you, Steve.
Ralph Mork says, looks all good on camera. Well done, Felicia. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Steve D. I am trying to take care of myself, and I'm trying to take. There's a period of taking it easy and being nice to yourself, and then just. Sometimes
I'm really nice to myself, and I'm so forgiving and caring that it's like, oh, it's okay. You don't need to work on this. You got this.
Nothing gets done.
Right. That's why I get make more projects for other people than myself.
There you go.
Right.
I think that part's fine. Oh yeah, these worked out great. The little nubs that go on the end of the barrels.
Deku says hi. Hi, Deku.
Hello, Deku.
And Mr. Q, flat, you can paint a M3 in the hole to mount it.
Oh, flat. So it goes flat? Okay. And I can, in this... Okay, so I'm assuming the banjo. I keep calling it a banjo. I hope that's right.
You put a M3 in the hole to mount it.
So this hole. So I've got it. So the side that I've sanded the shit out of it. That side does not go down flat. So the M3 goes this way.
So it needs the other piece.
Yeah.
That's easy enough to paint.
Yeah. And we can get M3s. That's easy.
Yep. I'm just reading.
That's fine. You read. I'm just peeling parts and looking at them, deciding Okay, how do I want to do this? And it's like,
Mr. Q says, and hide it with a tiny nut to cover the M3 head.
Oh, to cover...
Does this pop in there? No, this isn't a nut. It's a screw, but I was just wondering if it fit.
Does it fit? Because
Yeah.
that does go somewhere. But I don't remember which one it goes into.
I don't think it goes there.
There's a resin printed screw head with a flat slot that goes on something. I thought that... Didn't think it went there. I thought that went to, like, this guy. But... I need to set up the computer and look at the pictures, because I don't have this crap.
We don't have reference images right now.
No, I don't have that set up. What a shock.
That's okay. But we have
But I brought the
printed
laptop
pieces.
to do that.
Yes.
Oh, I'm being told.
What?
Mr. Q, yes, like that.
Okay, yes, like
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yes, I got mixed in the comments. Deku just subbed. Thank you.
Shit.
Advixen, the black paint abyss reminds me of Bendy and the Ink Machine, which has Alice Angel. So with the connection, Felicia, what's your next costume? I don't know. I made the Princess Leia costume that I haven't worn. I was thinking of wearing that too.
Okay, yeah.
Con, but I don't know.
You haven't worn that yet? Outside of...
Not to a con, really.
Oh, okay.
Because I couldn't do my hair.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I lied. I wore it to the May the 4th event.
Right.
So I have worn it.
You have worn
Okay.
that. Yeah, that's okay.
There
This is the celebration Leia, or did you make the New Hope from...
New Hope with
the hood?
With the hood.
Oh, okay.
I made New Hope with the hood out of a jersey. I was considering making it out of the organza, but my organza was too sheer.
Right.
Like that's
not a family-friendly costume.
Yeah. No, you can see everything.
Yeah, it's sheer.
It's sheer. So I made it out of the knit, and it's a super comfortable costume.
That's
so
super important.
only part that's not comfortable is the head buns, because how the heck
Yeah, how the heck are you supposed to
do
do
you
this?
staple it to your skull and make it comfortable? Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry, I touched the... Something buzzed over here. I don't know if you got something or I did. Looks like I did.
Mr. Q says, I'll message you on Instagram to help. Winky.
Oh, thank you. Maybe that's what that buzz was.
Right. Well, how far are you from Sacramento? No.
Right, how far are you from Sacramento? It's probably...
Aw, sorry, Bean. He sounds so sad. I don't know what my next cosplay will be. I was thinking I wanted to make something a little more intricate. I still have the Power Ranger, the pink Power Ranger.
Yeah, Pink Power Ranger, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Lots of fun outfits to do, though.
Speaking of, here's Joe Telling, 3D printing nerd. I'm seeing him buying corn. Anyway, sorry, just talking about the different 3D, talking about the different YouTubers that had to downsize. And Joe's Telling is one that downsized his shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, he still has one, but he downsized it.
In
yeah.
all reality,
and the
it's
phone's
not
listening,
the
and here it
best
is.
business model.
No, it's really not.
It's like a whole business, but it's just you. Because we worked on sets,
Right.
Smosh, that we had a whole team of people to do what this guy does all by himself. So, oh my gosh, Bean sounds like a small child. I feel so bad for him. He is very, very vocal today. He barked at me when I came in. Scared me.
Yep. So
Wasn't expecting it.
Mr. Q on Instagram is saying, "Hello, Q here, smiley face. I'll send you reference images if you need, and where to put and how to assemble pictures. That'd be awesome." He's got
Those
some.
are my favorite.
Yeah, he's got some in the files that are safe at home. So.
Well, I like printing things out so I have a tangible reference while I'm
Yeah.
working, because if I pull up my phone, I get distracted.
I have no idea what you're
Nobody
talking
else
about.
can relate to that, can you? Oh, let me look at this reference images, and then all of a sudden, read it later. Oh my gosh,
wait.
she didn't! So, the master plan is the printed out tangible version,
Right.
so that we have reference, but we don't have a good reference image on it yet. So, I am all for reference images that are printed or non-digital, because I cannot be trusted to just check my phone and look at the thing that I intended to originally look at.
Right.
Nobody, like...
So by the way, these were spray painted in real time, and I'm already handling them and already sticking them down again. This is why I'm a huge fan of the vinyl spray from the car shops. It is a wonderfully toxic spray.
Like you can put it on your dashboard. You can use it on your upholstery.
Rubber dinosaurs.
Oh my gosh, those things you cannot spray paint, and who would have known?
Right.
But
so if it smells like vinyl, if it smells like a beach ball, you're not going to be able to spray it with a regular spray paint because for whatever reason, the reason you can smell the vinyl is because the plastic is outgassing. And that process prevents regular spray paint from setting up. So this stuff is designed to be able to do that. And then it creates a barrier between the vinyl item. Like I use this to repaint my old Power to the Force Han with Endor trench coat, right? Turned him into the Crow from the movie The Crow. I did a custom action figure out of it. The vinyl trench coat, it sprayed black and then it remained flexible and it didn't scrape off when I was putting it back onto the figure like regular spray paint probably would have.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then regular paint fits over top of it.
Right? Vinyl is a great material. It's sturdy, it has shape and structure, it's easy to cut, it doesn't fray, there's a lot of benefits to it. We made these giant kiss boots out of vinyl that never set.
Ever. Yeah.
Like you could use there's little tips and tricks you spray painted vinyl and it's not setting up, use some baby powder or other things to help
absorb the gooiness of it and then helps it set up.
Yeah, no, those things never dried. We've rented them a few times. We would top them off, but you have to be careful because you will leave an impression.
Yep.
So there's also that blue chair we did. We've ran into this issue way more times than we care to admit, and so sometimes I know it's a little more expensive, but freaking A.
Right.
Spending more on paint is way cheaper than your time.
Yeah.
Preach to the choir. It's way better to buy a gallon of the expensive built-in prime top-of-the-line paint than it is to buy a couple buckets of the cheap stuff and you put on 6 layers and it still looks like crap.
Yep. And still need to buy primer and you're spending a whole nother extra day on the project.
Especially when I'm running a project and I have a budget and I only have people for these times to those times and I'd rather use my human labor for all the gritty details and magic, as we call it, than to just paint a room that should just be done, But
yeah, your time is usually worth a lot more than the little expensive and slightly better product.
But now.
No, it didn't use, but yeah, no, it is. I learned the hard way with spray paint over vinyl because I had a friend who bought the old Horizon branded vinyl model kit of a Terminator. Right, it was a 1/4 scale Terminator. Melt it? No, I put it together because he didn't know how to put it together, and I found this awesome chrome spray paint that it was still leaving fingerprints 2.5 years later.
Because it won't set up.
It will never set up.
And the metallics are the worst because they're so beautiful, but they.
Yeah, and then how do you clean it off? Oh, that's easy. Acetone. What's going to melt the model kit? Acetone.
I love acetate because it dissolves in nail polish remover.
Yeah,
it's just like you're an evil villain or something. But
oh my God, it's the tip. Mm-hmm. Are you down for round 2, or do you want me to do round 2?
I'm down for round 2.
All right. I'll glue the.
No paint on me yet.
Try harder.
Right?
Yeah. Very impressive. No, very impressive. Here you go. I will at least glue the heat sinks onto the side of the Trono ones because it's easy enough to say, "Hey, do the veins go on?" But I think I don't even know if I put the veins on right the first time. I think they go on vertical. I can. I might just glue them on right over it. Just let it be. Thick? Yeah, just be super thick. Is there anything? She's asking if it's super thick. Is that going to be canon? Is the rest of this build canon? So I don't care. I'm not worried about that. She left her coffee. The last thing I need to do is drink coffee. There's the mouse. Coffee and I don't get along. Whatever the caffeine is in coffee hits me really hard and makes me the raging jerk. So I try not to drink coffee. Justin Diaz is going to Vegas for the birthday at the end of the month. Yeah, I'd be excited about that too. Came out on Friday. What came out on Friday? This weekend. Coming out October, Wolverine Scratch. Gotta go up high to find out. Oh, Beetlejuice. Gotcha. I watched Beetlejuice. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, Beetlejuice just came out Friday. I want to see it. I absolutely love the first movie. I was heavy into Rocky Horror Picture Show and doing costumes for Rocky Horror Picture Show in a theater when the first Beetlejuice came out. Pre-internet. The E channel had just come out on cable, and they were running behind-the-scenes stuff on Beetlejuice every half hour because they were desperate for content. So I made the Showtime Beetlejuice costume and actually got it done in enough time that I was still able to go to the theaters, first run Beetlejuice in costume in a town where nobody did that. So I'm really excited for the sequel. I'm excited to hear that Michael Keaton just walked right back into the role like it was no big deal. I just hope it isn't a sequel. I hope it's fun. All I need is to be fun and to be entertaining. It doesn't have to be, this expanded the universe in a great way. It just needs to be fun and entertaining, and that's what I'm really hoping I get. And I totally talked to people and didn't do shit while Felicia was gone.
No worries. This went way faster.
Make the 41 Magnum for the Dirty Harry movies. Okay, so Red Dead, this is a good one, is asking about me, since I made the Lancer from Gears of War, would I make the Magnum revolver from Dirty Harry? Oh. So, these are great questions. At this point, with the way YouTube treats gun-like objects, right? Not even real firearms.
Hot glue guns are okay, though.
Yeah, hot glue guns, spray guns seem to be okay. The restriction on monetization, the restriction for who's going to be able to see the video is so great, it's actually better to just not bother. And that's really kind of unfortunate. I mean, it isn't. You get to be a big enough channel and it doesn't matter. Like, I'm sure it doesn't really affect the slow-mo guys too much when they're doing their shots with real guns, making real impacts with 2 million frames a second. But for somebody at my level of YouTube making, the restricted monetization that happens with making a gun prop, it's kind of like not getting paid.
You did all this work for
nothing. Yeah. And it is that drastic. So I don't plan on making any real world guns. If I can, I'll make blasters because I can call them blasters. A pulse rifle, that's pushing it. I could probably make that happen, but I might need to change what the name is because even then it can get reported by anybody. And once YouTube decides, nope, there's no coming back because there's no way of
challenging
YouTube's decision. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually like those on top.
I do too.
Yeah. They look legit, so.
Okay.
I was like, wait, is it going to make it too bulky? No, it actually looks really clean. So I am full team. Let's just glue it on top.
Vertical fins or horizontal fins?
Well, these ones we have vertical.
Yeah, which I think was right. But even then, I may have just made it up.
Reference image.
Well, I was asking because I figured somebody would say. Scratch, not seeing it.
It's not this side. That's again.
I watch your videos. I like when I curse. It's funny. Warriors. Okay. Magic Spectrum is here too. Hello. So not on that image. All right.
Nah, that's the side that you can't see. So.
All good.
Unless it's in this extra pack we got here, which has.
I only got 10 minutes of show left, so I'm not going to bother to hook up the computer like I said I was going to.
Yeah.
There may be more Greeble gluing next time because I just won't stop talking about irrelevant stuff, irrelevant shit.
Where are you not entertained?
I think the people here are okay. I don't think anyone's upset.
They're still here, hopefully.
Hopefully, those who are still here. We appreciate you guys. Oh, we got a response.
There you go. Am I in the way?
Vertical. Thank you, Mr. Q. That's what I thought, but I was just like, there's this finality of gluing it on and having to fix it.
Right. I like these stickers. I like the whole cosplay put together. You can see all the bits and pieces, but I don't get a good image of that side at all. I see all the pieces except for that part.
Right. I can't remember now that cosplayer's name, but yeah. There's a couple of different guys that have sent us images and pictures, even of them standing in front of their containment units.
It helps.
It helps, and it's fun. And the Terror Dog Squad being nice to me and giving me my learner's permit is amazing, and that's fun. And yeah,
it's good to feel accepted as opposed to who are these weirdos that just keep butchering this live.
Right. You can't even say the name right, guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So. Oh, is Beetlejuice out yet?
Yeah, it came out Friday.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Freaking A, I love Lydia's outfit. That's so much fun. One of my more favorite costumes at the costume shop, because we had a bunch of those Beetlejuice suits, but only one Lydia dress.
The wedding dress or
the red,
her?
Yeah.
No, okay.
The red
Not her
one.
school dress. Nice.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
We had that one too, but it's not as fun. Okay.
No, it's not. And
when you're going to a party, you want to dress up.
Yes.
And if you're dressing up, you might as well go for the cooler outfit.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Worked at a costume shop. You want to dress up for Halloween? I got you.
Right.
Fun problems. I don't know what I'm going to be this year for Halloween. That's okay. The thing is I never know what I'm going to be for Halloween.
I think one of the other problems that you and I are going to have that we need to work on, that there's plenty of people to let us know, we're needing to get our name badges printed for the suits.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Not hard. I mean, there's lots of people on Etsy, but
Yeah.
if there's one in particular that somebody knows that's really good or they really want the help,
Yeah.
the help from, then yeah. And then what do? Do I put Abbott on it? I think mine's going to say Odin.
Yeah. I think yours should say Odin.
Yeah.
Do I put Felicia on it, or do I just put on somebody else's, like Egon's or something?
Right.
Don't know. I have to get a suit.
Oh, yeah. I still got my Moog suit that I can wear, but
yeah,
which I plan on wearing.
We'll adapt yours, and we'll have fun with it.
We started making a barf costume for me based off of, because we got those cause ears and the cause tails, which apparently the site doesn't work anymore.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, but they're really good.
They're really good what they did. But I've had a flight suit with the intent of making a Ghostbusters outfit out of it since the late 90s. And I used it as a crawl suit when I was installing DirecTV because it fit. So it's got some weathering on it.
Honestly, if I could steal one of my dad's jumpsuits, I would. Except for he's a mechanic and all of his are either black or navy.
Oh, okay.
They're not like the good color. Like
Gotcha.
I wouldn't even mind the grease stains. Like I just
Right. I wouldn't either.
Right? Like you can't pay for that kind of distressing.
No. Yeah. The fact that I've gotten physical distressing on the knees and on the suit. Because I've crawled into houses with it. I'd put it on to crawl into her house.
As somebody who's taken Dremel to old outfits, that stuff is character.
Right. Yes.
It's character, and I love it. But yeah, I have to start searching, like actually looking for jumpsuits and stuff now because we're getting close.
Yeah, we're getting close.
As fun problems, and even Phoebe's was like a big suit taken down to fit her, and they still had a tiny one that was. So, yeah.
I still need to see Frozen Empire.
Oh, you haven't?
I still haven't seen Frozen Empire.
That's okay, but you saw the one before it, right?
Yeah, I saw Afterlife a couple times.
Yeah, Afterlife's great. Frozen Empire.
Frozen Empire was summed up by an advert just before you saw it.
Right?
Yeah.
And I was told the story, and then it's like, oh, that's the story. And they followed it.
I was so glad that when I went to go see Deadpool and Wolverine, they didn't do that. I got the Alien Romulus one instead, and even that didn't tell me more than the trailers already did.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Spoilers. I didn't used to be bothered by spoilers because I'm somebody who's like, what journey am I going to go on? You're going to take me on that journey? All right, let's go. Like making informed decisions. But that was just too blatant.
Right. Of all things, talking about going to go see Alien Romulus, Professor Mojave and his wife, General Valaise, literally, these are their wasteland names, they dropped a spoiler that I'd never heard before. And even then, they tried to do it in such a way that didn't really say what it was, but, they're going to do that? All right. And so now I'm waiting for it in the movie instead of being surprised.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't told that the twist of the Sixth Sense, so I did get that twist.
That's good. I didn't get that twist either.
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
Nobody spoiled that, and I feel like that one could have been easily spoiled.
That one's easily spoiled, yeah.
Yeah. What are we looking for? Which Greeble?
The hand crank that's used for model trains.
These cranks. They look a little cranky.
They are a little cranky.
Let's see. I've been ignoring Mr. Q.
Q.
Sorry, I
know. I
can butcher
was stumbling
anybody's
over.
name.
His name is
vertical.
Q. Vertical. Yeah, we put them
Vertical.
on vertical.
Okay.
So what about the one that goes on the side here? The other round resistor. That's also. Is that vertical or horizontal? Anyway, I think of Mr. Q like the guy that built all the gadgets for James Bond was Q. That's. Hope that's okay with you.
It does seem like a very agent-sounding name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just suppose he could be a malevolent demigod that makes weird magic things happen to Picard, but different Q.
Red Dead X9. I mean, Odin, you made the Tommy gun, and if you can change the Fortnite Tommy into a Nerf version of the real Tommy gun without a pump action, but with rapid fire change, the barrel and the tip and the butt.
Yeah, detail.
That was a job you were already gonna do, so it wasn't for the monetization.
So the flip side of this, doing real world firearms like the Tommy gun, that was a sponsored video, so I was getting money up front from the sponsor, and that is the way that I can make firearm type videos that actually turn a profit, because it's a sponsored video. So as long as I have a sponsored video, I could do something like that.
Right?
But there's still, guns are a touchy subject. It's unfortunate because they're vital to most video games. But
right? How did video game content get contentized? Anyway,
yeah, exactly. It's like, back when TikTok launched, they were paying me thousands of dollars to make a few videos. Couldn't use guns at all. Everyone wanted video games. I was supposed to go down a video game path. Couldn't make a single firearm. Making a Fortnite prop for TikTok without a firearm, I made a pickaxe. And then I used the TikTok approved Fortnite music that is on their platform. I couldn't because it has gun sound effects in it.
All hail the algorithm.
This is what you guys set up.
Right.
This is a you guys thing. You don't mind if I just glue some stuff on, right?
No, I'm just paying attention.
That's fine. I appreciate you paying attention.
I'm looking. I see those cranks looking cranky over there.
Yeah. Well, I saw the Pterodog Squad, and they all had something like this or something similar versus what we had done with just the two circles, which I was okay with. And I went, yeah, okay, those are better.
Right? Honestly, go with the better option.
Yeah, okay, those are better.
You go with the better option. We're not done, and honestly, you can always upgrade.
Yeah, and I still need to go and get more socket screws because I misplaced the ones I had. So the socket head screws, because there's a bunch that go here.
Do you want to
and a few
just
other
print up
places.
a bunch of them?
I could, but I can go get.
You like the ones that are.
Yeah, because
have the right ones. Yeah,
I can go to Ace Hardware and I can get them for a nickel. So And it's they might cost more than that. It might be 25 cents, but it comes down to the time of doing it with the print versus just go to the store and pick it up for
I get it.
pennies.
I get it. I 100% get it.
I'll just go get it.
Yep. Okay, people are debating whether your tag should say Makes, Makes.
Oh, my.
Or say Odin is Odin. And then that's Steve D says Odin is Odin.
It's Odin.
And this junk says, I think it should say Odin Makes.
Okay.
And Ad Vixen says, dude, the tag has to say Makes, obviously.
Just says Makes. Well, Makes could work.
Yeah.
All right. I'm glad there's a debate on this.
Makes. So in the comments below this video, if you're watching it in the future, put your opinions.
Yeah. And since it's a little ways out, we'll try and revisit this in a future live stream.
Yeah, because I don't know what mine's going to say either.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. You may say whatever you want it to say, but
right.
What do you want it to say?
I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. Both of those colors are canon. They are in Ghostbusters 2 and Frozen Empire. Both of those colors. What were we talking about a minute ago?
Good God, what color are we talking about?
I don't know. I missed that.
I'm behind.
Right? Okay. Not just me. Okay.
I know some of these we'll probably want to hit with rub and buff. So we maybe, like I know, I'm not sure which one's which, but we got the right knob here for the clippered valve. But that needs to be silver.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's this one or if it's this one, which I don't think it's that one. So there's these.
But does this...
And there's one that's got a bump knob on it. Yeah, that's also a clippered valve. So
we need to do a little more research, and we need to actually pull out our little better reference images.
Yeah, we do. It would help.
Right, but hey, we're actually making progress, and I am very excited about that.
Yeah, me too.
Like, especially since it was a lot of, it looked like nothing, and then it looks like it's almost finished, but what are we doing?
Yeah.
And now I'm really excited that we have a big enough of a laser cutter bed that we can make the backs, because we're not having to cut it up into pieces in our brain to try and make it work.
Right.
We're just cutting it up in pieces to make other things work better.
Yeah. And it's nice to be able to purposefully put access panels, because we could the electronics is something that bothers me. I've got background stuff in my life I'm trying to get paid for and taken care of that eliminates my budget for being able to buy electronic stuff. Mm-hmm. So does the project stall waiting for electronics, or can I continue working on it in a way that I can put electronics in later?
Yeah,
and
we
that's
have
the direction
to have
I'm trying to go.
Access to the back. I feel like that's where Lost Wax, he got all this stuff kind of didn't, but then he kept having to make little holes to get back into it.
Right.
And which makes sense. That's why Order of Operations, we still haven't put the back on, because I'm like, well, I want access to this.
Yeah.
And so as long as we allow access, we can upgrade and we can replace, because batteries need to be charged.
Right.
Electronics sometimes get...
Well, that's part of it too, is I want access, because if I can, hopefully I can just put a Ryobi battery into this thing and let it run, because that should have more than enough power.
The cool features of blinking lights and smoke and all that other fun...
Rumble Pack,
right? Rumble Pack is like one of the more important parts.
Yes.
You would think it's... Anyways, it makes it magical.
It does make it magical.
Okay, let's see.
So this goes here. Now I know some of these guys are meant to plug over the end, not here, because there's a tube that comes out of this, but some of these plug the ends of the PVC pipes. Like this, the tube comes out of and goes into here. Frankie's here? Did I see Frankie's here? Oh, Frankie Ann. Oh, nice. Yeah, Frankie says, what's up? Ryobi batteries would fit perfectly in the crank generator of the power cell. Right on.
So,
Frankie, you're going to be at CrockerCon, right? That's cool. Terror Dog in the house. Right on. Good says, Odin and Ish. So there we are. So your tag should just say Ish, I guess.
Maybe. I'm down for that.
Ralph's asking, we got the V-hooks on there yet? Nope. Not yet, Ralph. We thought it would take longer to get them, and we thought we'd be further along. So unfortunately.
We're not running out of things yet.
He's just trying to find a tutorial on how to mod the Nerf Fortnite Tommy gun into a fake or not real rapid-fire Nerf Tommy gun. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. I know there's channels for Nerf mods. I don't have it. I know not what you're asking for, but Tommy guns, the Alien Pulse Rifle, the M41A Pulse Rifle, was based off of a Thompson machine gun for the movie. That way it was easy for them to get blanks to make them fire. So the Alien Romulus one is kind of the same thing, and William Shakespeare made the Alien Romulus Pulse Rifle at one point. Love his channel. He's snarky and he's quick and to the point. So his videos I think are good, and they are an accessible build.
Scoot this way ever so slightly, because you're talking to the edge of the camera and nobody sees you.
That's why you're walking away.
I
got excited that Frankie showed up. Okay, cool. Yep, I'll be there. Right on. The patch, your patch should just say eventually.
Eventually. I love it.
At the moment, I've only got one of the resistor that goes in the side of what Lost Wax Oz was calling the grain tower, or the silo. But what and we talked about this last stream. So if the pack is laying down and I drop the thing on the floor, there it is.
Oh, dang. It is blending in with the carpet.
Thankfully, it was still moving. Will the vanes end up going horizontally with the pack in this orientation, or do the vanes on this resistor end up going vertically? If you want to know exactly what I'm talking about this part on camera 3,
there,
which is unfortunately black, but it's this guy. hopefully that's enough of a hint for those of you who really know what we're talking about. It is so interesting to be, oh yeah, I'm the authority on building stuff, and I just keep asking questions. It's actually really cool for me. So I'm just kind of wondering, the veins on this, is it going to go, with the pack in this orientation, will it go vertical, or is it going to go horizontal? And then we'll have to come back and paint the circle, but, black, whatever. So
Sharpie.
That's Sharpie, creature cast,
Although
that's not
Sharpie's a
hard.
different shade of black than black.
Yeah, Sharpie's usually a purple-black.
Yeah, it's purple-black.
All right, I know this goes in the side of the grain tower. This goes in the end of the gun, which we need to get the plastic piece.
There's 2 of those.
Okay. Because there's an Eternal one and...
yeah, there's all the Greebles for both pieces. And technically they are one piece, but they're not connected yet.
Yeah.
I get it.
And our these little towers on ours are way shorter than any of the ones the Terror Dogs have. Theirs are all much longer.
Okay.
Don't
We're
care.
a little stubby.
We're a little stubby.
I don't want to
care.
poke out
It
past
was
this,
cold
though,
out.
to tell you honestly.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Like, if there's a cutoff range, I think that this is it. For packing reasons.
Yes.
What are you looking for?
I'm just looking at parts. It's kind of
what
exciting
goes
because I
where?
want to glue stuff, but at the same time, these should be gold or copper. These should be silver.
Maybe we should put them in the packs by these ones need to be silvered and these ones need to be golded
Oh,
or
that's a good
coppered.
plan. We got a thing there. Good evening.
Oh, there's people. Good evening. Tuned in from South Africa, working late, and it's nice to have you guys chatting in the background.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you. I like Spider-Man.
Right. I often do put on long form
Yeah.
podcasts and YouTube videos
I've done that too.
while I'm working on projects. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so there's this. Yeah, that's right. These guys get replaced. So these are more stuff that
That
Chris
we got
had
better
made
versions of?
that we now have better versions of. Yeah, so this guy goes here, if I remember right.
And
And
this
then
guy
this
would
guy
go
goes
here.
over here. Yeah.
This guy's the same size. Oh, nope.
Oh, we put them on backwards probably.
Probably.
Flipped it around.
Yeah. And then this would be... This is
And that
much
goes-
smaller than that one, but...
Yeah, well, do you want to keep this one?
Only thing I like about this one is that it has that little...
It says Q-Pack on it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. Those little registration marks make it feel more legit.
Right.
Even though they make it more... I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'm cool with it.
Yeah. I don't hate it either way. I wouldn't have noticed if you didn't say anything. Frankie N says the shorter bellows are canon to Frozen Empire, so no foul here. So these are still canon in a version.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Gotcha.
Since we're not going specifically this
No.
movie, that movie, we have wiggle room to be, well, it works in the universe.
And it dropped it on the floor again.
I heard it.
I think it's in front of the. I think it's under the table.
Let's see. I don't see it. I spy with my little eye a tiny Greeble.
A tiny black Greeble in the dark on black carpet.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
see it anywhere. I was gonna say flashlight.
Pardon me.
No worries. I honestly thought it bounced over. Oh, I see it.
Not moving.
Over here.
Oh, well, okay.
Got it. I'm very good at I Spy.
Yes, you are. And your eyes still work.
Well, that's also a lot of part of my job is I look on camera and I go, oh, I see Knuckles.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that shouldn't be there, but also I have to look on camera to make sure that the camera sees the same thing I do.
So you see me live. I'm wearing glasses because I'm nearsighted. But it became habit to take them off for the show because glare is the primary one, and then I'm nearsighted, which means I can see up close. Anytime I'm working with my hands, my glasses are going to come off anyways. Just leave them off.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Keep dropping parts.
Red Dead wants to know if you can make a life-size TARDIS from Doctor Who that you can go inside to the doctors. I feel like that's just a door frame. Like
A door frame
that's a
would
good
be
entrance.
best. Yeah, a door frame would be best. I could. In fact, I know of a place where I could have the parts CNC routed and make it all accurate and perfect and nice. But
You don't need a TARDIS door.
I don't need a TARDIS.
Where are you going to store it?
That's the big one. And it's nothing against TARDIS. I'm a Doctor Who fan. I like TARDIS.
You can make
I like
a lot
the idea
of
of the TARDIS.
screwdrivers. They fit in your pocket, but TARDISes...
Yeah. Well, if you use a chameleon circuit right, it can fit in your pocket. Yes.
Right.
All right. Oh, we are way over, aren't we?
Almost. We're getting on there. So, do you want to just call it quits for now, and then we'll start next time?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm getting ready to cut and everything else.
Yeah.
Quits for now.
All right, let's get these into bags. At least these ones need to get painted, and then we'll call it a day.
So here's a bag.
Originally,
I had them separated.
Anything that should be, I know, by 2 sets.
Yeah, but that doesn't really matter.
And then I put them all together by pairs.
Yeah, it doesn't. They're all unique, so it's not like we can't.
The
I
parts that stay
these
black,
need to be silver,
I'll put in here, so anything that needs to
gold.
be painted goes in there.
I think these T things, I think these need to be copper or gold. This is brass or gold. I think that's silver. I think that's silver. I think these become silver. The things in the end of the barrel, those become silver, right? And I don't know. I don't know if that's black or not.
Okay.
But I think a lot of these pneumatic fittings, I think a lot of them are just copper.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, doing it before they get glued on would be easier.
Right?
The crank at least is black, so I'm not worried about having glued that on. And the heat sink's black, to the best of my memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. This just needs to be weathered.
These are...
That might need to be gold.
Okay.
I think everything else is pretty much black or weathered.
I was like not dropping it on the ground.
But it still comes down to actually stopping to look at the reference images, to know what we're supposed to be doing in order to move on with this. And I said this last stream, and I said it the stream before, I just gotta actually spend the time to do that, which I haven't been doing. In all honesty, the point of this originally was to do it only real time, even though we end up talking a lot, which slows things down. So almost 100% of the work that we've done on this PAX has been on camera during a stream. There's been very, very little that has happened not on camera and not during a stream. So that's
with all the intentions of like we're gonna do this. No,
yeah, with all the intentions. So that's partly why it's been taking so long to get this going, is because we work on it for less than 2 hours every other week, more or less.
And we skip it sometimes.
We skip it sometimes.
It's okay. It's a long-term project. It's been on the shelf for years. Like, how long did you get those?
I've had the Alice Pack frames, and I've had the jumpsuit. I got the Alice Pack frames. I think I got them in like 2017 or 2016. But the suit I bought in the 90s.
Yeah.
It's a super long-term.
But really getting out of the afterlife. I was like, Odin, we gotta make...
Yeah, we do. All right.
Do you think that's something you'd even be interested in? Oh, look I'm doing the old style phone.
Yeah, Felicia, what do you want? Anyway.
But these projects, they're getting there.
We're getting there.
It's been a couple years.
So I also got to see the pack frames themselves are black.
Okay.
But all the straps are still green.
That's what I was wondering.
Yes.
Because I saw green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the Terror Dog Squad have additional gray padding on top of or underneath the green padding for the packs.
For comfort reasons?
For comfort reasons. So there's like a secondary gray pad underneath the green pad for comfort. And they all have pipe insulation zip tied to the top of the pack. And I remember that from the first movie.
Okay.
So that's just comfort for the actors for that, because the way the pack is made, I guess, you know.
When you actually have to carry it, you're like, oh, this isn't really practical, is it?
Right. Well, they probably hit themselves in the back of the head jumping around, right? So, yeah.
Right? You don't know until you know.
You don't know until you wear it.
I call myself a method costumer, because I try things on, and I'm in the shop going, oh, they have to do this in the scene.
Right. I have to do this to the con. I have to go to the bathroom to the con, which means I need to be able to get there. Yeah.
Honestly, when I am getting ready for go to like a wedding, a con, all these things, I'm thinking about how I would hike for being outside in nature all day in the heat.
Okay.
In the hungry. What are my basic needs, and how am I going to be trekking around and doing like all day physical activity? So in my head, I'm preparing for like a nature walk or a big long hike, but dressed up and making it look effortless. It's not easy.
No, it's not.
And you don't know until you know, and you're like, what is this? It just keeps, or this is digging right here.
Right.
You appreciate good Band-Aids and, right?
Yeah. It's one of the things we had to go and pick up was more moleskin for bad shoes and such at the for cosplay repair.
I love skin tone Band-Aids. They come in the multi-skin tones. Those things are amazing. They are great for like rubbing and other issues.
Taping down microphones.
And not taking your hair with you.
Right. I want to thank everyone for tuning in with us today. I want to thank you all for sticking around during this forever build. Mr. Q and Frankie and all you guys, I appreciate you all tuning in and giving your 2 cents and help with how things go together. I love that this is effectively a community project, that I'm not just trying to pretend to be the voice of authority. And I know there's lots of different ways you can put together a kludge Ghostbusters pack, but this is how Odin makes. No, this is how we make, and I really appreciate the help from you guys. One of the things I really need to do is there a link for the Mr. Q pack? I really should start putting that on the pattern.
So people can have access.
Bean got caught on his bag. Okay, I really have to sign off so I can rescue the dog who's gotten himself snagged. All right. I want to thank everyone for showing up. I don't know if we'll be back in 2 weeks or not. Okay. My life is up in the air. May not be able to stream in 2 weeks. If I can, I'll be here. If I can't, I'm sorry, and I'll see you in October.
All right, you'll have to let me know either way.
Right.
But I have been streaming every Tuesday.
Sweet.
Pretty consistently. And I plan on streaming this Tuesday.
This Tuesday?
Although I might be doing some more streaming because I got all the bits. I'm getting all the bits and bobs for that townscape.
Oh, yeah.
Cape that you were helping me paint the little people for.
Right.
I'm getting all the bits and pieces, so I will be like heavily working. Like I'm going to be laser focusing on that.
Good. Because
project.
That's coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I may be going live more than just on Tuesday because I will be in creative mode this week, so I'm excited about that. So,
if I wanted to see your live stream or if I wanted to see any other creations you're doing on social media, where would I find you?
Behind the Scenes Fashions on YouTube. It's the yellow dot logo that says Behind the Scenes Fashions. And I've been going live on Tuesdays, so check that out. Hang out with me.
It's AM for
Odin
West
Standard
Coast.
Time.
Odin
Right.
Standard Time, yeah.
Right, and then
on Instagram.
On Instagram, you can either find me as Ish87 or I'm Behind the Scenes Fashion, also on Instagram. So
there we go. Because I know you post pictures there too.
I do. Oh, and I have now a Discord.
You do have a Discord. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
it's okay. I'm even on there, and I forgot about that.
No worries. I made it a long time ago, and then people were asking me for a Discord group. It's not as cool as yours yet, but I'm working on it.
Working on it. It takes time.
Right.
That's awesome. How is there a way to get onto that Discord, or have you decided yet?
There's no paywall or anything, but the access to it is on not my last live stream, but a few live streams ago.
Okay.
I just posted the code up in the description, so
okay.
It's there. I will probably be announcing it a little
Nice.
further out, but there's no paywall to get into my Discord.
Awesome.
So, anyways, thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, and I know Mariah's on there, and I know Ad Vixen's on there, and Ralph is on there, and Dan's on there, I think, on your Discord.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. Very cool.
It's a nice little community.
Yeah.
Haven't been posting too much, but figuring it out.
Okay. Yeah,
it's fun problems, right?
It is. I was really quiet for the first few years with my Discord.
So you get your voice, and you're like, okay, people care about this when I post things.
And now I treat it like social media. Hey, I bought some Lego figures, pictures. That's what's on my Discord.
And it's also kind of a safe community to share some of your geeky pictures, where I won't necessarily post some photos on Instagram, but on the Discord, it's like, here's my project I'm working on. Here's some rough, like ugly pictures. But
what do you guys think? Is this okay? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Awesome. So thank you all for hanging out. Thank you very much, future viewers, for actually watching all the way to this point at the end. To the end. Hopefully back in 2 weeks.
We'll let you know.
We'll let you know. Otherwise, we'll be at CrockerCon this Thursday the 12th and be at LodiCon the last Saturday in September.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, which you are welcome to go to if you want.
Oh, and there's a Ren Fair last September.
And that same weekend there's a Ren Fair, yes.
Okay.
So I could make the Sunday Ren Fair. I don't think I'm going to, but I could.
I may make it to that Ren Fair just because I have fun project. If I can get my cape done.
If you can get your cape done.
If I can get my cape done.
Get your cape done. Mm-hmm. All right, we're having lots of pop-ups with goodbye, see you all next time, see you on Discord. We're only updating on GitHub for now. Okay, so Mr. Q's packs are updating on GitHub. So that's fine. Taco Belly just updated it 4 days ago. Oh, nice. Okay. Alrighty. Yep, Dan Does Junk even posted behind the scenes fashion link in the chat. So
thank you.
go look for that really quick. And I think I might have one in the description. But thank you, Dan. Much appreciated. We are trying to say goodbye.
Way to be a great moderator. I know, we're really bad at that. When we have the hard out times, usually we're better at it. But
yeah, we're 20 minutes over right now. But whatever.
Long goodbyes, right?
Yeah. Bye.
Bye-bye. 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 My cheeks are killing me. That's my favorite sign.